Hello, welcome to another live stream. Oh, how are you tonight? How are you tonight, you bitch? Anyways, we've got another Amberlynn Reid reaction to her bullshit, right? We need LCU to fucking get it right and stop coddling this bitch. Hey, life of Aaliyah, how are you, my dear? I saw you last night too. I love you, Gail, through this last stream. This is the third one, the last one on ALR, and they're actually live right now on Buzz. So fuck them. You know what I'm saying? These people need to come over here and watch these fucking lives. Because first off, we need to go over something. Amberlynn claims, even though we know she was never diagnosed, Amberlynn claims that she was diagnosed with BPD. Now, the only reason she says that is because one time she went to the psychologist for an appointment and they said, it sounds like BPD. You need to go to this specialist and see if you have it. She never went to that. We know because she never leaves the house and she would have told us about it. She tells literally everything. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing she doesn't share with. I mean, come on. Some of the shit is like, why would you even share that? You know what I mean? But even like Boogie said last night, he went on a deep dive about Amberlynn and he said, you know what I gotta say? Fuck you, Amberlynn, and so do I. Anyways, let's get to, shall we? So we're gonna watch a video about what borderline personality actually is. Oh wait, I got a whole stream planned. You're gonna be here for a bit if you want to be. You don't have to be, but whatever. Oh, I gotta put it on screen there. Hang on. Come on.
Psychopathology.
Come on.
The first, most discriminating involves the interpersonal relationships. Borderline patients have intense, unstable relationships marked by shifts between idealizing someone and devaluing someone, and marked by vacillation between over-involvement and dismissal or under-involvement. They also have fears of abandonment, which are and fears of rejection, which is an associated feature, which...
We're going to start over because I didn't get it on the
definition involves what in psychiatric jargon is called three different phenotypes, three different sectors of psychopathology. The first, most discriminating involves the interpersonal relationships. Borderline patients have intense, unstable relationships marked by shifts between idealizing someone and devaluing someone. Vacillation between over-involvement and dismissal or under-involvement. They also have fears of abandonment, which are and fears of rejection, which is an associated feature, which are the phenomena reflecting a real fear about being alone. Some, including myself, feel that is really where the core of this disorder is in the interpersonal area. A second major sector of psychopathology has to do with affective lability or emotional dysregulation, as it's become.
I think that Amberlynn saw the symptoms online, to be honest with you, and now she tries to portray that behavior so she has an excuse for her behavior. But when you have BPD, it's not a medication that can help you. You have to go to DBT therapy, which is what I do because I actually have it, which is why I get so triggered by her saying this and not actually being diagnosed, because she would have to go through extensive DBT therapy and she won't leave the house enough to go to that. I'm sorry. And they aren't going to come to you, you know? So, I mean, maybe for the right pay they would, but just, I know I can't get them to come to me. But anyway, what was I saying? Son of a bitch. Oh, yeah. she's never really truly been diagnosed with this. She's just masking the behavior of it for an excuse. You need to get help. You can't use your trauma and your fucking mental illnesses as an excuse for bad behavior. It's up to you to get the help you need. And she's 35 years old and still never gotten help for anything. Okay.
Identifiable through dialectical behavior therapy. But this includes a tendency towards angry outbursts or inappropriate anger. Many patients will say that they're always angry or that they can't control their anger. Mood changes that you could say are something that might characterize people with bipolar disorder, but in borderline patients, it characteristically involves feelings of anger and is characteristically very reactive to a social context. It's not like the moods change because of some internal clock that is pushing the moods back and forth, but is very responsive to the social context and in particular to adverse interpersonal events. And a third part of that affective picture is emptiness. Not all borderline patients will describe it. Those who do describe it, it seems in listening to life histories as if it's something that developed as a result of a long-standing sense of being neglected, so that there's an inner emptiness like a hungry child who has not been fed enough. The third sector of psychopathology is problems. And here, deliberate self-harm, recurrent suicidal ideation and or acts is sort of the signal symptom of borderline personality disorder. Borderline patients often do hurt themselves and hurt themselves repeatedly. The more they do that, the more apt they are to be suicidal. Self-harm acts are both something that are self-punitive and a way of easing this dysphoric states of mind that they can't relieve otherwise.
Chris!
It also can become a call for help, a way of eliciting supportive responses from others. The other behavioral symptom has to do with patterns of impulsivity. The borderline patients typically have unsafe sex, drive recklessly, in addition, are frequently bulimic or substance abusing. So that's the behavioral realm. The last realm has to do with cognition. And here, borderline patients, and this is why they were originally thought maybe to be an atypical form of schizophrenia, can have these lapses of reality testing. For instance, they can be like paranoid ideas. The paranoid ideas usually occur when a borderline patient feels otherwise alone. And the idea that somebody's watching them actually is a psychological way of not being alone. They'd rather have somebody watching them than being alone. They can also have sort of hallucinogenic type phenomena when these are people who may have trouble going to sleep at night because they're alone and they may hear voices under those circumstances. I say they're not really psychotic because they reverse very quickly when you put the borderline person in a social context where there's other people around paying attention to them.
A mask.
So that's the definition, more or less as it's been since 1978 in the diagnostic system since 1980. One thing I haven't mentioned is a disturbed sense of self, a sense that they're not really stable. It changes. It can. A lot of borderline patients will say that I behave a lot depending on who I'm talking to or who I'm with and what I perceive they want or what they expect from me. It's an ill-formed and unstable identity.
Anyone in there yet?
There's an argument to be built, but that is a sort of blanket problem, and everything else is subsumed within that. And that's what one of the pioneers in this area, Otto Kernberg, would suggest.
Poor people.
I think that's a viable way to look at it.
What's up, poor people?
Okay, that was borderline personality disorder and the meaning of it. This is another one, but it's a little bit longer. I don't know if you want to. Oh, this one's shorter. We'll do that one. Just to get a feel for what Amberlynn is masking into to make an excuse for her bad behavior. You know what I'm saying? Bitch. It pisses me off.
A personality is what makes it when this deviates strongly from societal expectations and can cause trouble in functioning normally. Borderline personality disorder is a cluster B disorder in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual 5th edition. It is also known as emotionally unstable personality disorder in the ICD classification. It is characterized by strong emotional responses, unstable interpersonal relationships, and a distorted sense of self. There are 9 core signs and symptoms, which are a fear of abandonment, which can be real or perceived abandonment, and people with this disorder will make frantic efforts to avoid abandonment. Unstable relationships with other people, part of this is because their feelings towards others can change from being close to extreme dislike very quickly. This is linked to splitting.
Now, notice there's talking about splitting. Amberlynn Googled this shit because I was splitting, you guys. Do you know what that is? How you know what that is when you never leave your house to go to the therapy? How you know? Bitch, you be Googling. I know because Beck told us, everybody, all your exes told us you'd be Googling stuff and saying, oh my God, I have that. Chris, don't knock that shit over.
The defense mechanism in which people are seen as either entirely good or entirely bad. Next, there is a disturbed sense of identity or feeling uncertain about themselves, impulsivity or reckless behavior like unsafe sex or substance abuse, recurrent suicidal ideation or self-harm, emotional dysregulation and mood reactivity, which can last from hours
kind of
to
get
days.
the idea,
Then
right?
there are feelings of emptiness, uncontrollable anger, and severe dissociation or stress related.
Pathological liars. Why does she lie all the time? Let's see.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tracy Marks, a psychiatrist, and I make mental health education videos. Today, I'm talking about pathological lying, what it is, and how it compares to normal lying. Yes, there is such a thing as normal lying. There isn't an established official definition for pathological lying because it's not considered a mental disorder. Instead, it's observed as a behavioral disturbance that's present inside of other disorders, like some personality disorders, like antisocial personality disorder, and some brain disorders, like Korsakoff syndrome, which is brain damage from alcohol. Pathological lying used to be called pseudologia fantastica. I like saying that. And it referred to people who told multiple outrageous lies that would border on the fantastic. And those were more than just simple lies. These would include elaborate details that seem questionably believable.
Elaborate details. Like I said yesterday, that's what they taught us in school. They will keep giving these details. And it's like people, when they remember something, they don't remember it in vivid detail. You know what I'm saying? So that's one way you can tell she's fabricating, moving the hands, being animated about it. Bitch, shut up.
You challenge the person on the details, they tell even more lies to make the story work. The motive behind the lying wasn't always clear, and sometimes it was just to impress people. Now, there is a body of research on deception. Most of the early work was within a forensic context, usually looking at people who have committed crimes. But the more recent research has focused on non-criminal settings. And of that research, there has come this understanding of deception. Lying is defined as the deliberate attempt to get someone to believe something that you know is not true. And there's three types of lying.
Yeah,
normal.
She does. I like this. I used to watch this bitch. I used to fucking make videos saying, "Oh, I'll be like a big sister, just tell you what." Then I went deep and I did a deep dive on her. And like Boogie said on live yesterday, he was on the bus. Fuck you, Amberlynn. Fuck you right the fuck off. I can't stand this bitch. That's why I'm making these videos, because she irks me like Gypsy Rose and her mother's still fucking alive. Bitch, I can't. She's a cat killer.
Logical lying is still seen as a different entity that takes lying to a different level. But normal lying and prolific lying were considered behaviors that were non-pathological. Normal lying was defined as telling less than 5 lies in a day. Now, before you think that seems excessive, because I hardly ever lie, let's take a look at how they broke down the lies. In one of the studies that I have referenced in the description, they divided the lies into little lies and big lies using specific examples. These were considered little lies. Telling a lie to keep from hurting someone's feelings. For example, no, your butt doesn't look...
Telling a lie to protect people.
Too big in those jeans? Telling a lie to protect someone. No,
she just said that.
I took the $500 cash from your drawer. Sorry. Telling a lie when you don't like someone's gift. Oh yeah, I love those polka dot socks from finding out a secret. Oh, Jenny's abstaining from alcohol because she's observing Lent. But really, Jenny's abstaining from alcohol.
Oh, she's married, but she's only staying with her because for financial reasons.
Alcohol because she's pregnant and she's not ready to tell people yet. And then telling a lie when a child wants something that he or she can't have. You can't have that toy, but he may get mad at you if you touch it. Do any of these sound familiar as lies that you've told? These can be thought of as lies that are justified in some way because they serve a bigger purpose to protect someone. Now, these were considered big lies. Lies about whether or not you love someone, not telling your partner who you've really been with, not telling your partner where you've been, calling in sick when you feel fine and considering it a mental health day, lying about whether you like someone, lying about how much money you've spent on someone, pretending you were too busy to take a call, saying that you haven't had that much to drink when you really have, and telling someone they look good when they don't. This is similar to the little lie of not admitting.
This is a short video too, telling how we figured we got enough out of that. We know logical lies are big liars. And she's a big liar, so she's a pathological liar. Okay.
I'm Dr. Chris Street of others.
Bitch. Hang on,
For example,
bitch.
if I
Hang
were
on,
lying to you right now,
bitch.
how would you know?
Bitch. Some women need to be... Never mind. I'm just kidding.
Oh, would you look at my eyes, at my body language? Would you look me up online?
I'm Chris Street. I'm a reader in psychology at the University of Huddersfield. If we want to detect deception, we need to stop looking for those visual behaviors that we think relate to deception, like eye contact or fidgeting. Instead, we need to start thinking about the pieces of information we can find in the world that match or mismatch with the statement being offered.
If you want to be able to accurately detect somebody's lies or truths, what you need to do is you need to listen to what they're saying and the way that they say it, not how they're acting. Think about when you are talking to somebody, you meet them for the first time. Now, any good poker player will tell you that it is very easy to control your face.
Yes, Amberlynn masks all the time.
Therefore, its facial cues really aren't good cues of whether or not somebody is lying or telling the truth. What you should be doing is you should be listening to what people say, the verbal cues, and the way in which they say it, the vocal cues. A lie teller, because they're trying to think very hard, they will use probably the same word over and over again.
Genuinely, literally.
A very short period of time.
That's interesting.
There's some general research that suggests we're about 54% accurate when it comes to detecting lies and truths. And as I always say, if that's the case, you might as well flip a coin. You'll be just as accurate.
There are some people who think they are lie detection wizards, that they can read subtle clues that we give off. The research suggests that this isn't the case, that there aren't lie detection experts. Liars just don't give themselves away in any obvious fashion. There aren't good clues to deception. We don't avoid eye contact. We don't scratch our face when we're lying or telling the truth. These just aren't reliable indicators. And so, expert or not, we have no good information on which to make that decision.
We have this idea that if somebody is lying to us, they can't keep our eye contact. Now, of course,
well, this one's got
know this and
12 signs. So shut up, old man. Sorry, I'm ADD. Okay, I'll stop. I'm sorry.
Brainy Dose presents, there are ways to tell if someone is being dishonest with you. Even when a person is lying, more often than not, their body language gives them away. So here are 12 signs someone is lying to you.
This is saying the opposite.
Number
thing.
one,
This is what
they abruptly
I
change their head position. Pay attention when you ask someone a direct question and their head makes a sudden movement. Whether it's turning their head away from you, looking down, or jerking their head back. Look for a quick movement that contrasts their body language prior to your question. When this happens, the person is likely trying to avoid eye contact while reacting anxiously to a question.
Now, this video is opposite of the other one, but I'm telling you right now that I was taught this, and all of these helped me detect liars big time. So
they don't have a good answer to. It's a strong sign that they aren't being honest with you. Number two, their breathing changes.
True.
You know how your breathing changes after physical exercise or when you panic? Well, our bodies have almost the same reaction when lying. It's actually a reflex action. When someone is lying, their heart rate and blood flow change due to hyper-awareness of the circumstance, and this tension causes their breathing to become heavy. This involuntary and otherwise unprovoked change in breathing pattern is a pretty big sign that someone is lying. Number three, there's a shift in their voice. Everyone has a natural pitch and flow when they converse, and if you know someone long enough, you're accustomed to theirs. So when you notice a person's tone go higher or lower, or change in speed, chances are it's their anxiety talking. When someone lies, they will often either talk too loudly to mask their anxiety, or in some cases, speak more softly, almost as if they are saying something they aren't supposed to be sharing. Number four, they stay very still. Some people make quick movements to get away or distract from a lie. Others simply freeze up. It's normal to move around a bit in regular conversations, and it helps you come across as relaxed and open. However, the person who is lying isn't likely to be as relaxed. Some theories suggest that lying for some people triggers the primitive neurological fight response, so a rigid stance lacking of movement can essentially indicate that the liar is preparing for possible confrontation. Number five, They repeat words or phrases. When a person is telling the truth, they can recall everything without thinking about it. On the other hand, when someone is telling a half-truth or a total lie, they often repeat themselves over and over.
Yeah.
Liars tend to do this to convince you and themselves of whatever lies they are telling. They might be trying to validate their story in their minds as they tell it to you. In other circumstances, it's a tactic to help the liar buy time to come up with the next part of their story. Number 6, they give you too much information.
That's so
If
sad.
someone gives you too much information when questioned, there's a pretty good chance that they practiced what to say and how to say it. This person may also think that they will be more believable if they give a full story. However, this often just shows that they've anticipated what you will say next. If they seem to know the answers to all your questions, they probably constructed a big lie and are prepared to stick to it. Number 7, they touch or cover their mouth. If the person you're talking to puts their hand over their mouth, it's a good sign that they don't want to answer a direct question or reveal something. They're subconsciously putting a barrier between themselves and you. And it doesn't need to be as obvious as slapping a hand over their mouth. A small gesture is enough to give away a liar. Number 8, they shuffle their feet. While hand gestures can reveal a lot, feet can do the same. For example, shuffling feet can indicate a desire to flee from one's current situation, which relates to the flight response. This is actually one of the best ways to know if someone is lying. So next time you're unsure, just take a quick glance at their feet. Number 9, they use incongruent gestures. The term implies that the actions don't follow the words. Let me explain. Congruent gestures bring a visual element to the concept you're trying to convey, like shaking your head when you say no, or nodding to indicate yes. Incongruent gestures, therefore, are those that don't align with this concept. When someone is lying, their subconscious mind can kick in and reveal the truth through their body language. For example, they say yes while shaking no with their head. Number 10, it may become difficult for them to
I'll
speak.
be right back, guys. I gotta go to the
You know those crime shows when a suspect is called in for questioning, and it gets tougher and tougher for them to get words out? There's a reason for that. When the body is under stress, salivary flow reduces, which dries out the mucous membranes of the mouth. Perhaps that explains why someone being interrogated usually asks for a glass of water. Number 11, they stare at you without blinking much. Some lie and look away, while others look you dead in the eye. When you're having a conversation with someone, you probably notice that they periodically move their gaze around and even look away. That's normal. A liar, however, is more likely to give you a cold stare in an effort to manipulate or control you. This is likely because they know that liars tend to avoid direct questions by looking around, so they try to make up for it by going too far on the opposite end of that spectrum. Don't fall for it. Number 12, they get defensive and hostile. If a liar feels threatened with your questions, they might get aggressive or defensive and attempt to turn the tables on you. When confronted, they may start using aggressive gestures like pointing. Of course, some people are just overly defensive by nature, yet they're sincere. Acting out in a hostile manner, however, is typical of a liar. Keep in mind that this is not definitive proof that someone is lying. Nevertheless, it is a good place to start if you want to learn to recognize subtle cues and signs. It's also crucial that you understand the person's usual behavior before assuming they're lying, as certain habits, like pointing or oversharing, may be entirely typical of them. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends so we can keep making them. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and remember to click on the notification bell. Also, be sure to check out our other videos as well. Thanks for watching.
All right. Healthy choices that are terrible for you. Intelligent people are quitting the world. We're going to wait for baby girl to get back before I touch anything. I really don't know what to watch. I'll just keep it going, maybe. 12 signs someone is lying to you. I mean, I have a couple.
I've always had an interest in how people deceive others. For example, if I were lying to you right now, how would you know? Would you look at my eyes, at my body language? Would you look me up online?
Hey, that's my name. Street.
I'm Chris Street. I'm a reader in psychology at the University of Huddersfield. If we want to detect deception, we need to stop looking for those visual behaviors that we think relate to deception, like eye contact or fidgeting. Instead, we need to start thinking about the pieces of information we can find in the world that match or mismatch with the statement being offered.
If you want to be able to accurately detect somebody's lies or truths, what you need to do is you need to listen to what they're saying and the way that they say it, not how they're acting. Think about when you are talking to somebody, you meet them for the first time. Now, any good poker player will tell you that it is very easy to control your face. Therefore, its facial cues really aren't good cues of whether or not somebody is lying or telling the truth. What you should be doing is you should be listening to what people say, the verbal cues and the way in which they say it, the vocal cues.
The cues, huh?
A lie teller, because they're trying to think very hard, they will use probably the same word over and over again over a very short period of time.
It's the amount of detail.
Some general research that suggests we're about 54% accurate when it comes to detecting lies and truths. And as I always say, if that's the case, you might as well flip a coin. You'll be just as accurate.
There are some people who think they are lie detection wizards, that they can read subtle clues that we give off. The research suggests that this isn't the case, that there aren't lie detection experts. Liars just don't give themselves away in any obvious fashion. There aren't good clues to deception. We don't avoid eye contact. We don't scratch our face when we're lying or telling the truth. These just aren't reliable indicators. And so, expert or not, we have no good information on which to make that decision.
We have this idea that if somebody is lying to us, they can't keep our eye contact. Now, of course, liars know this, and what they will do is they will keep your eye contact ever so slightly longer than normal, just enough to make you feel uncomfortable. Number two misconception tends to be when people lie, they move about a lot. They kind of get very nervous. In fact, the opposite is true. When we lie, we have to think really hard. So imagine you've got a limited amount of energy. You will channel all of that energy into telling a lie, and as a consequence, you will become ever so slightly stiller than you normally are. A third misconception is the idea that if we look up to the right or we look up to the left, it determines the type of lie or truth that we're telling. A recent piece of research has in fact debunked the idea that looking up that way or looking up that way is a good way to detect deception. It's not. My top tip for accurately determining whether somebody is lying or telling the truth is using something that we call the honest baseline. Now, the honest baseline is understanding how people act and speak when they're not stressed and when they're being truthful. So when we ask them a question, now if we find a pretty even match between the way they normally act and the way that they're acting now, we will be fairly happy that they're probably telling us the truth. If we find a mismatch, it might indicate that there is something going on here that we need to follow up with in a bit more detail.
Allied theory, or the adaptive lie detector theory, argues that when we try to decide if someone's lying or telling the truth, what we're doing is actually quite functional and informed with our past experience and with the information available in the world. For instance, if I claim to have gone to France last week and I have a selfie of me in France, that's a great piece of information that I was actually there. But often we don't have that sort of information. So what do? Allied theory claims that we, rather than simply guess, rely on our past experience of the world to make an informed judgment. People tend to be truth biased. They tend to believe people are telling the truth. And that may be something we want to get rid of. The best thing to do is just try to keep an open mind and engage with the situation in a skeptical manner.
I'm Dr. Chris Street. Do I have to say exactly how you've done it, or can I just kind of say how it comes out? I'm Dr. Chris Street. I'm a reader in cognitive psychology at the University of Huddersfield. I'm like moving my hands here that you can't see.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to receive notifications for new videos. See you again
What
soon.
else can we watch? I wish I could see the chat to see what I'm looking at. No, see, we're just going into other crap. I guess let's just wait for her to hit back to mess with it. Oh, yeah, that's hot.
And how it compares to normal lying. Yes, there is such a thing as normal lying. There isn't an established official definition for pathological lying because it's not considered a mental disorder. Instead, it's observed as a behavioral disturbance that's present inside of other disorders like damage from alcohol. Pathological lying used to be called pseudologia fantastica. I like saying that. And it referred to people who told multiple outrageous lies that would border on the fantastic. And those were more than just simple lies. These would include the person on the details. They tell even more lies to make the story work. The motive behind the lying wasn't always clear, and sometimes it was just to impress people. Now, there is a body of research on deception. Most of the early work was within a forensic context, usually looking at people who have committed crimes. But the more recent research has focused on non-criminal settings. And of that research, there has come this understanding of deception. Lying is defined as the deliberate attempt to get someone to believe something that you know is not true. And there's three types of lying: normal, prolific, and pathological. Pathological lying is still seen as a different entity that takes lying to a different level, but normal lying and prolific lying were considered behaviors that were non-pathological. Normal lying was defined as telling less than 5 lies in a day. Now, before you think that seems excessive, because I hardly ever lie, let's take a look at how they broke down the lies. In one of the studies that I have referenced in the description, they divided the lies into little lies and big lies using specific examples. These were considered little lies, telling a lie to keep from hurting someone's feelings. For example, no, your butt doesn't look too big in those jeans. Telling a lie to protect someone. No, it wasn't him. I took the $500 cash from your drawer. Sorry. Telling a lie when you don't like someone's gift. Oh, yeah, I love those polka dot socks and the matching flannel panties. Thank you. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, thanks.
$500.
Telling a lie to stop someone from finding out a secret. Oh, Jenny's abstaining from alcohol because she's observing Lent. But really, Jenny's abstaining from alcohol because she's pregnant and she's not ready to tell people yet. And then telling a lie when a child wants something that he or she can't have. You can't have that toy because it belongs to the boogeyman, and he may get mad at you if you touch it. Do any of these sound familiar as lies that you've told? These can be thought of as lies that are justified in some way because they serve a bigger purpose to protect someone. Now, these were considered big lies. Lies about whether or not you love someone. Not telling your partner who you've really been with. Not telling your partner where you've been. Calling in sick when you feel fine and considering it a mental health day. Lying about whether you like someone. Lying about how much money you've spent on someone. Pretending you were too busy to take a call. Saying that you haven't had that much to drink when you really have. And telling someone they look good.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm here now. I had to take care of my issue, but yeah. My bladder, never mind. You don't want to hear this mess. Anyways, I'm going to change it now to where we're going. But I also wanted to say, I'm not trying to say anybody's stupid by watching these videos, because I'm watching because I'm stupid and I just need context. And I thought I'd share. Not because you're stupid. Just so you know. So I'm reminding myself of all this stuff. Like, I just wanted context for when we start watching this stupid shit about Amberlynn. You understand where we're coming from and why we get so fucking mad at this dumbass fat bitch. I'm sorry, but there are certain people you look at and you fat. Amberlynn is fat. Fat bitch. I'm sorry. Call me fat phobic, whatever the fuck. I just lost 140 some pounds because I was close to 400. I wasn't going to let myself get any farther. It's like, if you let yourself go that much and you don't do anything to fix it, you're going to die in the next 7 years, I bet. It's not going to be long. So wake the fuck up, Amberlynn. Stop sitting there fucking gaslighting everybody. Get up off your fat ass and lose some weight. I told you just how to do it. Follow Dr. Now's diet. You don't have to do shit for a while. Then when you are capable, you can start exercising. But the weight falls off if you just eat that diet. But no, God forbid. Now I gotta find where they started. Sorry. I didn't know how it was set up on here. Where? No, not that one. Where? What happened? Son of a bitch. Don't make fun of me about my stuff. Come on. Okay, I guess it started with all that, all right. I'm not watching that one. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. Jesus Christ, many boobs. Can't. Where are they? Okay. I watched all these with you guys. All right. We'll start with this one. Sorry, I didn't mean for that. I'm an active streamer over here, aren't I? I'm just so wonderful. I'm just kidding. Oh, thank you, honey, for the congratulations. It's not a healthy way. And if she was doing something about it, it'd be great. We'd be rooting for her. People hate watch her because it's like, dude, you started a weight loss channel at 300 and something pounds, 60 pounds or something. You gained 350 pounds in the meantime almost. Girl. And now you're with a death feeder. You're done. You are done for. And I feel bad. I do feel bad. But she's so delusional and lost in whatever, like nobody's going to make her see, and nobody's going to make her understand that yes, you did neglect and kill your cat. You know, everybody knows the story I have on that now. And she says a totally different story though in these videos I have. I'll show you. So let's just get started. Let's get to, shall we?
I'm so much better than the majority of you.
Hey, girls. Looks like we are starting the day off today with some tea coming from Reddit. It looks like someone contacted the mods of this subreddit and asked to remain anonymous, but here's what they had to say. I just felt I needed to speak on this because the lies and bragging she was saying is ridiculous. I honestly haven't thought about Amber in decades, but for some reason a video called Dancerlyn came up and I immediately recognized her, so I clicked and watched it. I'm mind blown over what she said, and I'm so confused because she was never a dancer, at least for Space. Let's get some facts out of the way.
This is about her saying that she was a dancer for Space. Now, Space is this big dance community thing. I think they're in California. And, you know, they do big shows and stuff like that. And they're choreographed and everything. She was trying to say that she was a choreographer. Why do you say that word? You know what I'm saying. Because she fucked it up too. So, yeah, that was a big lie. And there's no reason to make that lie. That's why I'm saying she's a pathological liar. She wants attention. She gets on YouTube, posts a video of a big lie, and then people like could call her out because they're like, come on, really? You know, it's crazy. Delusional people are so fascinating to me. But that like need to fix them is in me though. And it's like, you can't fix people like that though. You know what I'm saying?
1. Space was not a dance group, but a company and education center located in Ukiah, California.
Yeah.
2. Amber was never on an official team, and the only reason we interacted was because she was involved with volunteering and would come to our competitions and pass out water and cheer for us from the side. 3. If you haven't guessed, she never choreographed.
I choreographed
any dances for my group or Space, and she sure didn't win us any competitions. 4. Space was very supportive of foster kids and underprivileged children and would invite them to be a part of dance groups. I remember Amber so well because...
By the way, you guys, check out Apathetic Facts. Subscribe. They are wonderful. They get down to the nitty gritty. And you know what? She posts lives like as soon, I don't know how she does it, with edits and everything. Like, you're like a robot, bitch. But we love her, so check her out.
When Tracy, who was our dance instructor,
I think it's a woman voice. That's all I know. I'm not trying to be rude.
At the time, tried to include her and get her to join groups, Amber would often throw tantrums and sit on the sidelines crying.
The anonymous person ended with saying that Space is an incredible company and they don't want any hate directed towards them, especially since this happened 2 decades ago and most of the owners and instructors aren't there anymore.
This is one of her longest running laws. It started at the beginning of her channel a decade ago and still continues to this day.
Number 18, share a personal fact no one would ever guess about you. Ooh, that's a hard one.
Yeah,
The fact that no one would guess about me. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to pause this and think about it. So,
thinking of her lie. What can I lie about? Girl, whatever.
a fact that no one knows about me.
Is this
a fact that no one would ever guess about me?
Is this her cinema? Like her being Amberlynn? Oh my god, dude.
I got one. Okay, I've mentioned this before. The question is, share a personal fact no one would ever guess about you. So I feel like looking at me, you see an obese person, obviously. So you think I never did things in my life. But when I was younger, I played softball. I played soccer, and I was a dancer. To me, the dancing part is more like closer to my heart because I was in love with dancing. I honestly thought I was going to make a career of it. I choreographed. I hate that word. I choreographed dances for myself to do talent shows, which I won every single one I ever did. I choreographed dances for other people. I know, right? Yeah. So insane. So they could do them at talent shows, and they won, first places. They did, won second places and stuff like that. I was also in a dance group. It was called Space and SPACE, but it all stood for something which I'm not remembering at the moment.
SPACE stands for School of Performing Arts and Cultural Education and is a non-profit after-school performing arts program serving youth ages infant through 18.
And I would do dances in front of gigantic crowds, and I miss all that. And by looking at me, I don't think you would have ever guessed.
I could sit here, do a little bit of a jig, but it's not the type of dancing that I used to do when I was younger. I was in talent shows. I was in a hip hop dance group. I was on a jazz float. That's a whole other story within itself. Girl. I honestly adored dancing, and I can't dance like that anymore because my weight stops me.
No, really?
I used to dance. Dance was my life.
I didn't know that.
I've been watching for a while. Dance was my passion. It can't be now because I literally can't dance. My body prevents me from that. So it was really wild to see how bad.
Amberlynn, it's not your body's not a whole nother entity. It's you, bitch. You like that. Your body doesn't go, Amberlynn, we would like you to be really obese. We're gonna hello. This is what controls that. Make it learn to control this too, and then you can control your body. God, what the fuck, dude? I'm serious.
That I did.
It makes you laugh because she's so dumb.
Let's do this thing. Feel like making love.
Oh yeah, those moves are great.
Make love. Get down tonight. Get down tonight. What do I do? Zumba. That's a Zumba. This is like. You look like we're trying to. Yeah, you guys. 5 more steps. Oh my god, you're doing good. What? We're doing good. Keep going. Come on, Linda. Get it. We're doing good. What? Whatever.
What? Oh yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
So what do we think, girls? Do you believe this anonymous person? Have you always had doubts about this particular law?
Yes.
Do you need more proof?
No.
Let's discuss it down below.
So I used to like dance, and now I can't really like hardcore dance, but I used to be in like a dance group. I do talent shows. I choreograph them. I gained all this weight, like impossible. I can still like move my butt good. Used to be in dance groups.
Oh anyway, that's pretty much. Again, this is Apathetic Facts. Check it out. Great creator. But this video is Beck went live and talked about Amberlynn, just the highlights. That's what she does, is just gives the highlights of it. So let's go, kids. Oh, I had to check the comments. What am I doing over here? I know, right? My brain is faster than yeah, I do that shit all the time, and then I constantly start making mistakes because I'm trying to type, you know. That was a fail. You know what, bitch? I'm gonna put your comment on the screen. Oh, well, it is on. Well, you know what I'm saying. Does that bother you guys? You want me to move the comments off there, or you like them there? Or maybe make them smaller? Maybe we could do that. There we go. How's that? Is that better? Let's get to, shall we? Oh, my voice is so deep, I sound like a man.
Prison. She needs prison.
I kind of have OCD.
You mean OBCD?
Was that your bones?
Yes. I've been grown. I pay my bills. My bills are paid.
Beck went live and actually seemed kinda eager to share her side of the story of the time she spent as Amber's caretaker. It seems like she's slowly getting up the courage to set the record
Caretaker
straight after
slash
she did it.
girlfriend.
Let's take a look at the highlights together.
Supposedly.
So yeah, today was my first day at my job, and it went pretty well. I go back tomorrow to learn more things. Am I going to do an interview with Mr. Snowflake? Possibly. I'm definitely thinking about it. I'm not wanting to get on there and say a bunch of nasty things, but I do want to speak my truth. I just don't want to do it maliciously. Thank you so much, Nikki. Makes me feel good when people, you know,
You're such
say
a
I look
good
good.
person, Beck. I really like her personality.
I mean, it's been a really, really hard last few months, and I actually struggled with making this live. Like, I've been having such bad anxiety over everything for the last few months. Did I gain weight? Yes, I have gained weight, but I've been off the Ozempic for a few months because of what's going on with my thyroid. Still waiting to get into the doctor for them to do something about it. I've got to have some labs done, but other than that, Allison, Dexter, have you spoken to Feline? We actually haven't spoken since summer of last year. Yeah, I do prefer to be called Becky. No, I mean, I really don't mind too much when people say Becky, I guess because I was Becky my whole life. But I mean, my mom wanted me to be called Rebecca. It didn't go her way, so I'm just gonna go by Beck. I mean,
calls
I'm
herself
definitely
Beck.
going to open up even on my own a little bit.
It's funny because my daughter calls herself Beck, and she's because her last name is Beck, and she is non-binary, so there's that, and I'm learning about that. So let's
own channel about, you know, my life from about 2016 to now, because that's when everything started to just
I love
this all got worse from there.
She's
So,
my
you can also tell your story on your platform to make money, Genix. Yes,
regardless
I
of
could.
who she is.
What did I think of Casey's interview? I didn't get through all of the second part. I need to finish it, but I did see the first video about it, which is what I seen all the years ago. And now that I've heard more of the newer information, I'm like, you know, I don't really know. I wasn't there. All I know is my story and what I have to say. That's all I know. Do not be intimidated. Oh, that's a really hard thing to do, to not be intimidated. But I know I have thanks, sis. I know I have a lot of people backing me. And like I said, you know, it's not to be malicious or to stir up hot or anything. It's just to finally get my story, my half of the story out. And
right. We get it,
I am gonna be a
girl.
little
We
honest about
get
it
it,
too.
girl.
There's a portion of it I don't remember, if that tells you anything. I think I probably disassociated through those moments.
Oh, I understand.
I feel happier. I feel a little happier. Belle, sorry you had to deal with the narcissist Lynn. I just hope that through everything she can open her eyes and do work on herself. That's a lot to hope for, though, isn't it?
That's what we've all been saying, and that's why we've all lost our faith in her. And now we see who she really is, and she's just this nasty, conniving. Because a lot of us haters, we still have hope. We were just haters to be haters on her. We had hope that maybe one day she would do what she was supposed to do. And we would turn and we would start rooting for her when she'd start, and it would fail every motherfucking time. And it just becomes redundant. And it's like the bitch doesn't even want to, and she's making that very, very clear on the LC or the local bus channel or whatever she's on. I don't know if that's an act or whatever, but she literally makes me gag. I can't stand watching it. And then both of those idiots on there with her are just like, oh, cuddling Amberlynn, because she's bringing the views. Bitch, it's fuck that show. It's stupid. It really is stupid.
Marigold, Tyra Banks voice. I'm rooting for you. We're all rooting for you. Stephanie C. Yeah, trust me, I never forgot about when she said that.
People always tell me, you look really good with short hair, but I feel like I disagree. I feel like people with rounder, fatter faces look bad with short hair because it makes their face look rounder and fatter. I feel like slender hair slender hair.
Only talk about what you're comfortable with, like CES. And that's what I'm going to do because, I'm not comfortable coming on here just to be, like, say a bunch of disgusting things, like,
What did you mean when you said Amber's butt was stinky? That's clearly what it says. For the love of God and all things holy, she did stink. How about that? I don't know what she smelled like. Surely y'all have been in a situation where you have been around a bigger person and could smell.
That's why she now says that Destiny's crotch smelled like McDonald's or some shit. Because of this right here. She's such a stupid bitch.
They're swamp ass.
That's not me. But I am going to definitely speak on what I feel comfortable speaking about. Would love if you just watch back videos with you in them and listen to what lies she was telling. Listen, I've seen a lot of reaction channels. I've seen clips of things, and seeing it from a screen perspective and not in the moment, like I'm on the other side of it, like seeing it. No, I don't know. I don't know how I wasn't seeing it in the moment. Oh no, JoJo B, straight up, I wasn't the perfect partner. Listen, when we got together, neither one of us had any business at all being in a relationship. Neither one of us did. Yeah, MA, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Those are the kind of questions I won't answer. Lexi, that's so right. I'm ready depression. I know I didn't deserve it, but I had no self-worth in that point in my life.
Aww.
So I just let it happen. I can't just single one day out because a lot of every day looked the same, if that makes sense. Like every day looked the same, pretty much. Honestly, FBI Frank, I have no idea about that. I have no idea. I wasn't there for any of that. You said your sister was contacted by FBI Frank. That was a lie. No, my sister wasn't. Because if she was, I would know about it.
I was simply just skimming through the comment
section. Oh God, yeah, Frank.
YouTube. But there was one that I remember reading that kind of was like, this is how all scary movies start. It was saying how they know where I live, they're gonna off me. I actually took a screenshot of it and sending them. I remember I sent it to Becky, a couple other friends of mine. I was like, what is this? Dun, da, da. I get a message on Instagram from my ex's sister and said, the FBI showed up for you. She sent me a picture of the card that the FBI gave her. The FBI said, contact her because we need to talk to her. I was terrified. The FBI didn't know I lived here. Frank called me. I said, Frank, man, you done scared me. No, turns out that a lot of people reported that very comment that I saw. I guess they reported it to authorities, even higher than just reporting it to YouTube. The FBI ended up seeing it. Frank was like, oh my God, complimenting me on my following.
The FBI came over.
So they took that comment very seriously. They did a whole IP address, tracked him. Ooh.
No, she could never admit that. Pardon my ego. No, wait. Envy. I mean, I'm not going to try to disappear for 6 months again. I don't mean to disappear. But then again, YouTube isn't my actual job. I'm working again. I've got a whole job. I can do YouTube on my days off, which supposedly I'm supposed to have 3 days off a week. I work 4 10-hour shifts or something like that. What's the real reason we didn't go to Lexington Pride that one time? Well, we spent all day out and about doing stuff that that was the day before. The next day, whenever we were supposed to go to Pride, it was too hot and she didn't feel like going out. So I was just like, can't argue this. So I stayed with her. I mean, that's usually what I did. I just stayed with her.
Whew. Oh, this is comfy. Ooh, it's hot though, huh? Mm-hmm. We should have brought sunscreen. You have some in the car? Whew, it's definitely warm. Because what we were doing is we took the wrong turn to go where we were going. And then we saw this place. We're like, oh my God, we should just sit out here and kind of enjoy the water and the sun.
Yeah.
So the whole point of us going on this trip was to go to Pride, but also we just wanted to get away and have a good time, and we have succeeded in that. We ended up not going to Pride though today. We were gonna go.
You're gonna sit there.
But Eric and Ricky ended up going way before us, and they ended up leaving just about an hour into it. Eric has blisters, so do I. I have blisters from walking all day yesterday, doing mini golf at the arcade. I wore the wrong shoes. They said it was super hot out there, that protesters were screaming, and on top of all of that, Becky has been experiencing some anxiety about Pride. The fact that Pride is in downtown. Becky's not good with driving in, areas like that. The protesters freak her out. The heat is really, really getting to her and things like that. I really wanted to go to Pride, but I would never take away the fact that Becky isn't doing that great right now.
Did Amber make me hate chili? I'm telling you guys, I'm not playing around. I liked the chili. I liked the chili. It was good chili. I was happy with it.
Becky's about to get herself some.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Amberlynn's chili is yes. So yes.
There's a lot
Ew.
more. The reason why I cut it in like big chunks like this, Becky said that's cool so she can like pick it out because all her family cooks with onion too.
I can give her that. She had good chili. Then again, I have a very bland palate. I don't like spicy or anything like that. Even I have onions floating around. I don't think there was onions in it, because if there was onions in it, I wouldn't have ate it unless I picked them out. I don't remember. All I knew is that there was mushrooms in it, and for some reason that just made it so much better. I love mushrooms. I don't know. Bland chili confirmed. What advice would you give Amber's future girlfriend? Don't. Simple. Just don't go there. She needs a lot of work before she gets into another relationship.
Yep,
and I mean that with all the love in my heart. I'm in your walls. Becky, let's date, please. I'd love to. I miss dating. I miss the excitement that comes with it. I don't know if I'm ready. I have a lot of damage that I'm trying to undo, if that makes sense. And I don't want to carry that over into a new relationship and put all my trauma on somebody else, if that makes sense.
She's such a sweet girl, I think. Amberlynn was so mean to her. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I gotta check the count. I'm so sorry. Reasons I hate Amberlynn. Let's go. Boop-a-doo-doo. I need to become a better streamer. You know what I'm saying? I want to do this more often. I like doing this. All right. Let's get to it. Shall we, bitch? This is Slow Thoughts. Oh, she's only got 590.
Hello, everyone. Here's part 2 of reasons I hate Amberlynn Reid. Let's get this over with.
And we gotta like it. Oh, I gotta go back and like pathetic.
So we wearing gloves right to go off anyways. Okay.
I done it. I don't have it done it.
Right. We'll get it fixed.
Good, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you.
What was the point of keeping this
Right.
in? Ignoring the fact that she's filming at a job where Hypa is involved. Why would you think it's okay to leave this part in?
Yeah.
I bet she thought it
that's when
made
she was
her
at
look
work
good,
at a
that it
nursing
made her
home.
look nice and patient, but instead it made her look incompetent. Wow, I can't stand her. I cut this part out, but at the beginning of the video, Amber kept in the face of one of the residents at her job. How she was never fired or sued is beyond me.
You can't walk very fast? You want to go sit in one of those chairs and I'll come to you in a minute? I gotta wipe down the tables and stuff since y'all just ate. I don't need help. I got it. Just go. I have a hoop. I put a little. Did you notice that? Actually, let's get real.
No one gives a fuck about your jewelry. Why don't
Right.
you go help the old lady who just told you she can't walk very well?
I didn't get my main card out. Maybe you can't be in here.
Destiny.
I'm not gonna eat in here. You can't be in here. You can't be in here, Moo.
No, this is the office, okay?
It's for employees only.
Well, I'll be out there in a minute.
This is such a clusterfuck. This is also around the time when I really started to not like Dusty. Maybe if someone got off their ass to help the woman, she
Right.
wouldn't be doing something she's not supposed to.
Horrible of me to even want to admit. I'm sorry, I keep playing with my hair. It's because I'm just like, I'm feeling like all kinds of like frantic because of this. We went into Texas Roadhouse today, and when we went to sit down, there was this girl
Oh my
You know, to
God.
me, it looked like she was maybe like 50 pounds bigger than me. I can't really say I asked Destiny. Like, I have this like crazy thing where if I see someone that's like really morbidly obese, like I am, I'll literally ask whoever I'm like, hey, is that person bigger than me? I don't know why. It's sickening. I don't know why I do it. I don't know if it's because I want to feel better about myself or I want to understand how other people visually see
that's
me.
pretty much it.
I really don't know what it is.
Like, you're a narcissist. That's pretty much what you're fucking doing. This is a ridiculous video of her being disgusting. Oh, thank you, honey. I love you guys. Oh, Sandra, hi, honey. Sorry, I didn't even realize. I'm so sorry. I thought, I don't. Oh, you've been here the whole time, sweetheart. I'm so sorry I never said hello. Okay. But yeah, this video is so gross, dude. Sorry, I'm doing my nails while I'm watching it. I gotta remember what I'm doing here. Okay. Oh, do you guys like Labubu's? I got another one to show you. Let me show you. Oh, get off the fucking asshole. I can't do it. I'll show you in a minute.
And I asked Destiny, she's like, I was looking at her. I'm like, oh, that helps. But to me, she looked like she was about 50 pounds bigger than I was. Either way, we were both like super huge in the restaurant. And she was also sitting at a table with her like chunky friend. And I couldn't help but almost like judge this morbidly obese girl. Like, I am morbidly obese and I'm worried about other people judging me. But yet I'm sitting there almost like judging this girl. Like, I wouldn't say I was like judging her like, oh my God, this big girl's in a restaurant. I was more so looking at her thinking, I'm so sad for her.
You should be sad
like,
for
I'm
yourself.
Sad she's obese.
Oh, it looks like my.
And I noticed
whenever somebody plays that face, it looks just like my ex-husband, and I'm just like, come on, find a different one, please.
Yet I never notice how people stare at me. And it's like, it really opened my eyes. Like, do people look at me that way too? And I just don't notice it, but I notice it with somebody else. Like, does that even make sense? Like, I was just, it was like a whole thing. And then I really almost didn't even want to sit there because I felt like we were going to draw attention because it's two really big girls. And I don't know, like I was feeling really odd when we first got there. And I didn't tell Destiny, obviously I didn't like share those emotions because I don't expect anyone to understand how I feel.
Let me get this right. You had a thought that you couldn't even tell your girlfriend and yet thought you could post it so thousands of people can hear how stupid you sound. That sounds about right.
I was like, I'm so sad for her. Like, why is she eating out? I did think that at one point. Like, what the fuck? I am morbidly obese myself. I should be worrying about myself.
Yeah.
Why am I worrying about somebody else? And bottom line, I think it comes down to the fact that I understand how this girl probably feels. I don't know this girl, didn't talk to her. Literally, she was sitting in front of me for a solid 15 minutes. So I know nothing about her. I don't know how she feels, nothing. But it's like, I feel like I do because we're both like the same size. And I don't know, like I almost wanted to grab her and just be like, eat healthy, lose weight.
Oh my God, dude.
It was just a really weird sensation. And I almost feel like it was more so like I wanted to like say that to myself. And I was almost mad at that girl for being there to make me feel these emotions because these are emotions I need to be feeling for myself. Like, it was just really weird.
What a dumb fucking bitch.
And that kind of like was like, this is how all scary movies start. It was saying how they know where I live, they're gonna off me. They said they live nearby, like this whole thing. And I remember reading it and being like, excuse me? I actually took a screenshot of it. This is the only time I've ever done this, like actually been kind of like scared of a comment. Well, as I'm taking screenshots and stuff and sending them, I remember I sent it to Becky, a couple other friends of mine. I was like, what is this? Like, what is this? So I guess some of you, so I want to say thank you, actually found that comment and was scared by it as well. Because I get a message on Instagram from my ex's sister and said, the FBI showed up for you. She sent me a picture of like the card that the FBI gave her.
Hey,
the FBI said contact her because we need to talk to her.
This moment is so bad because of the accumulation of things. This was the most insufferable era of Amber, in my opinion. She was constantly condescending towards her audience.
Oh, yeah.
And it was also the era of
baby,
I'm better than you.
This video also proved how dumb Amber thought her audience was. Who in the hell doesn't realize that FBI could find out what cereal you had for breakfast, let alone the address of a YouTuber?
Right.
The FBI didn't know I lived here. That's fair. Obviously, immediately, I end up calling the number that is on the FBI guy's FBI card. I was so scared. Some woman picked up.
And she was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna call the FBI guy, Frank. Why not? So Frank was like out of the office or something, and she was like, I can give him a call like on his personal cell phone to get like a hold of you.
Duh.
And in my head I was like, why does she want to like bother him on his personal phone instead of just like leaving him a message? Like, what did I do? Oh, I'm so scared. I was like, what is the promptness of this? Like, why do they want to talk to me this bad? So I said, thank you. Yes, call him if you want, like whatever. And I'm a very patient person, but like situations like this, I don't have patience. I was like, oh my God, I need to know like what is happening. Just imagine the FBI trying to contact you guys. Like it puts you in a headspace that you didn't even know like you had. So it wasn't even 45 seconds after I hung up with the receptionist. Frank called me. I said, Frank, man, you don't scared me. No, okay, it wasn't like that. No.
The mouth sounds are atrocious. I'll end this clip here for the sake of our sanity.
I made a whole video called Am I Going Vegan? In that video, I was extremely foolish. I hadn't done a single drop of research. I have zero knowledge on veganism, why people are vegan, what happens in slaughterhouses, and what is in animal products. When I made the video, I was stating that I was not going vegan. I probably never would. My freaking answers were ridiculous. I said things like, I love the taste of milk. But little did I know that I am drinking pus and blood every time I drink milk, and it's totally legal in the United States.
You know what? I'm going to save everyone the pain and just say my piece and move on. I have no problem with veganism. None at all. The problem here is she spent all that time preaching the ways of going vegan, and she even went as far as talking shit about burger joints. She was vegan for a week.
Oh no, did I throw the good one away? Oh, I'm so stupid.
This is different then.
I kind of like,
I only have one clip because I just can't. But there are so many clips out there of her acting like this. No one naturally moves like that. She has impulsive need to prove she's sexually active. It's gross and immature, but that's in her blood. I can't take it anymore. Long story short, she's a bitch.
Okay. Oh wait, no, I don't want to watch Tom Harlock.
Hi, I'm a lesbian, or at least I think I'm a lesbian. Yes.
Oh, wait.
I'm the biggest, let's be wrong. This is just to prove. What? Come on, you're not gonna. The moon landing
Didn't happen.
Oh, sorry, I'm hurt. See, I can run, folks. Emily wanted me to smash her. Literally. My girlfriend behind my back was calling me Pocahontas. Yeah, she called me Pocahontas.
This is
like what? You
This
asked
is
Emily about
Orange
hiking?
Queen. Subscribe. I haven't subscribed, but I did like. Oh wait. Here we go.
She ate my pussy and she ate my pussy
Ew.
good, and she loved every fucking second of it.
because I'm not used to something that feels so like calm, like a soft love.
I have never been with someone so vindictive and like genuinely like scary in my life.
Hey girls, how you doing? With all the exciting drama we have now, I thought it would be a good idea to recap everything and try to see how this relationship was and how we got here.
Are you talking to someone new?
Does everyone use this AI voice or what? Sometimes I can't tell what fucking channel I'm watching because it's all the same fucking voice. Could we have different female voices, for God's sake? Have mine. Mine's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It's all primed up for you with a big cigarette hanging out.
Yes, I am. Okay, guys, so there's something that I want to tell you about. I know it's like really soon and sudden. Like, I understand that.
I know
But
it is.
timelines are not a thing. And yes, I do. And we're in a long distance relationship. I want to just like share this side of me. I'm not a secret. and I feel special. I feel loved. I feel important. I feel like a priority. Like, those aren't feelings that I felt for a very long time. Like, I feel genuinely seen, like, as a person. We will be meeting in person literally before this month is even over. But when I would see the red flags, I would admit, like, oh, that is hardcore red flag, or oh, that's triggering my BPD, or oh wow, this relationship is making my mental illness actually worse. Like, I see these things, and it's like I get so like delusional with this relationship. I haven't seen a red flag. And I'm over here like, is that a red flag? There is no red flags. See, that's just me like wanting to self-sabotage pretty much, because I'm not used to something that feels so like calm, like a soft love. And I strictly remember a couple months ago writing in my journal saying how bad I craved like a soft, gentle love.
At this point, she hasn't even met Tommy in real life.
Right.
They were just talking online, and she was talking as if she knew everything about her.
And her name is Tony. So yeah, I'm really excited. I have to share this with you guys. And I know like this is crazy and probably coming out of nowhere. It's like the universe is like, we got you, Amberlynn. We got you, Tommy. Like, you guys are about to be happy together, and like we really are. How long have I known her? Literally today marks exactly a month since she messaged me for the first time. The energy is giving very much like, when you know, you know. Has she seen my body? Does she know about my size? Yes, we FaceTime a lot. And normally like when I FaceTime in the past,
because you
with, like,
make her.
partners, I like show the ceiling. I'm very much like this coded, like MySpace angles. But with her, I'm super comfortable. And I'm like, this is me. Like, I've shown her my legs, my body, my just everything. Okay, so something's happening. I'm feeling the nerves. The nerves are officially kicking in. She lands in like 10 minutes. I'm just genuinely so happy. I know I'm crying, but it's just like I'm sad that she had to leave. But it's not the end. Things are about to change.
While Amberlynn was living her delusional life, she posted a clip of her and Tommy, and of course, people figured out who she was in 0.5 seconds. Tommy was in a relationship with her ex-fiancé, who just died 2 months before Tommy messaged Amberlynn. The woman was morbidly obese, weighed over 1,000 pounds, and bedbound while being with Tommy. However, she wasn't just in a relationship with an obese woman. These two were on a feeder fetish website, as a couple sharing their journey and fetishes with the people on the website. When Colin, Tommy's ex, was in a nursing home and immobile for being 900 pounds, Tommy was updating people on her health conditions.
There are so many rumors being made up about her, things that are just like wild. So the first thing is, no, she is not a feeder. People think that she's a feeder, and she's definitely not that. Like, yes, she has a specific type, but I'm letting you guys know that like every single person that I've been in a relationship with, everyone that you guys have known, they said that they prefer girls my size. She is not a feeder. I would never in a million years be in a relationship with one.
After being exposed for being a feeder, they staged the first fake breakup.
Because of this, me and now my ex, we are not together anymore, and this has left her like debilitated. Like, literally, like her mental health has gone down so much.
Look at how good she can lie. This is a lie. Right here is a fucking lie. She broke down and told us that it was a lie. Look at how good she is at it.
And they're worried about me. Bull. Like, you guys have never wanted to see me happy. There are so many of you who love to see me miserable.
Tommy showed us how she moves from the beginning. After this staged breakup, she was talking to random people on Instagram and answering questions about her and Amberlynn's relationship. She would confess that she wasn't looking for anything serious, and she was saying that Amberlynn was love-bombing her, and how the reaction channels have valid points for criticizing her. Tommy and Amberlynn started posting together again, and we found out that they actually didn't break up. And Amberlynn's best friend, Alexis, posted that she is no longer friends with Amberlynn, and it is because of her relationship with Tommy. She said that Tommy was really harmful for Amberlynn, and their relationship was toxic. She said that Tommy was controlling and manipulative. Another shocking allegation came out about Tommy. People found out that she was in another toxic relationship with a woman named Megan, where Megan trapped Tommy in a basement using a weapon.
But because Tommy had her in the basement and wanted her to clean the house while naked, and she was abusing her, apparently, allegedly.
Ex went to a reaction channel to give some information about this case. Megan was married but ended the relationship to date and live with Emily. The person claimed that Emily made Megan sleep in the basement, walk around the house naked, and pushed her to eat crap food and ignore her diabetes. There was also the allegation that Emily filmed Megan while naked when they were arguing. After an unknown length of time of this happening, there was the incident where Megan somehow trapped Emily in the garage at the house. The charges also included a weapon, but that charge seems to have been dismissed.
This kind of victim shaming is not only misleading. It's downright disgusting. It wasn't a simple incident in a garage. As you can see from the charges listed about Tommy's ex, there was a weapon involved.
Tommy is very manipulative, just like
Please just think about that
Amberlynn.
for a minute. With multiple ways to escape a garage, Tommy couldn't. Think about why. The truth is that her abuser was charged with felony charges for their actions, and Tommy has spent years working on healing and working through trauma her ex caused. A lot of people are saying that Tommy must have provoked her into holding her hostage with a weapon for hours. If that were true, Tommy's ex would not have been convicted. Provoking someone or self-defense, it would not have gotten her ex convicted for the millionth time, period. It's incredibly hurtful to see the narrative twisted in this way, and I feel compelled to speak out because no one should ever be made to feel like they are the perpetrator when they are the victim. I stand by Tommy because I know the full story, and I've known.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure you don't know what happens when the cops come for something like that? Yeah, she was arrested. She had the weapon. She was holding Tommy hostage down there. Yeah. But that doesn't take away the fact that those other abusive things happened as well. Two things can be true at once. Tommy was fucking with her to the point where she drew a weapon on her ass. And guess what? That's probably going to happen to you too.
Known the full story the whole time. And in this moment, I wish more than anything I could talk to your ex, Megan. Megan, if you are watching this or if someone knows Megan, have her talk to me. I would do anything to talk to you. Because at this point, I don't know.
Then Tommy was on Instagram telling people that they broke up and Amberlynn was threatening to ruin her life.
Did we break up? Yes, we did. Anna, we broke up because the hate is too much for her. The rumors are too much, which I get it. And I'm not gonna lie, like I tried to explain that to her before I even like revealed her. You know, I was like, I get a lot of hate. And I just didn't explain like the depth of it because I hadn't shown like a person I was in a relationship with for like years. And I'm telling you, if I was capable of walking away from YouTube, then like literally I would.
Now you have
From this point
to.
forward, Amberlynn was acting like she was single, all while she was still with Tommy.
Yep.
There would be rumors, her and there, that they were still together, but most people were thinking that they were not together, especially since Tommy.
I gotta say, Karina Kaboom called it the whole time. She said they didn't break up. She said it the whole time. I'm just saying she's a wise lady. Karina Kaboom, hello, how are ya? If you're watching this, I love your videos and the squirrels and everything. Okay, I'm gonna get me a camera as well.
Tommy was often going on Instagram and writing shady stuff about Amberlynn. On July 12th, the Famous Farms exposed Tommy's secret Reddit account, and the stuff she was saying about her girlfriend was very interesting. So Tommy was on 6 different subreddits about Amberlynn, and she was commenting on posts either trash-talking Amberlynn or defending herself like a psycho. Spreading rumors or leaking information about yourself on your girlfriend's subreddits, Tommy a liar. She was defending herself and calling out Amberlynn for keeping Tommy's secret as a feeder, LOL. One of the craziest comments Tommy has ever made about Amberlynn is now famous Porcahontas. And she said this comment in a post about Amberlynn's hair thinning and her cancer journey. When talking about Colleen, Tommy said that she was 100% jealous of her. I wouldn't be surprised if she did something to the photos in Emily's house during a tantrum. Keeping up with the Dordashian is the other funny thing she said, but it becomes less funny when you realize that she is a feeder, and making fat jokes is even weirder because are you confused or what, girl? So Tommy would go into these online tantrums about Amberlynn every so often, and it was during this time that it was leaked to the reaction channels that Amberlynn had gotten a new cat to replace Rarity. We later found out, according to Amberlynn, that Tommy told a girl and she told the reaction channel. When all of this was leaked to the forums, Amberlynn posted a community post saying how these rumors were all lies and she will not focus on hate. Of course, this was not true, and she went live in her members only live and she titled it, "This is Goodbye." The drama was dying down a bit as Amberlynn started to ignore it in her chat, but then she decided to do public lives, and in one of them, the cat that she said was just a rumor, Romeo made a surprise appearance in her video.
I have to be forced into like saying things that I don't want to say. Oh my god, my face is swollen from crying. Fun.
Shut up.
His name is Romeo, and I had to go find him. He was playing with Wasabi. And I'm gonna start crying. But now I get it. Wasabi's happy and
These
plays with
tears
Romeo,
are
and they
fake.
cuddle, and it's just so.
She fake cries so much. Like, it's unbelievable how manipulative she really is. It's just like Gypsy Rose.
Fun to see them like play together and like it's like brought out something in Wasabi, brought out something in Twinkie, brought out something in me.
Meanwhile, Tommy posted a shady picture on her Instagram saying, "With how hot it is lately, it's wild to think snowflakes will be back before we know it." And she was referring to her chat with Mr. Snowflake about her side of.
I don't live too far from Tommy, you know. I know, it's honestly disgusting. I don't understand it. Hi, Mysterium Numinous. I'm sorry. Exactly. I don't understand that. You know. Sorry, I'm looking through the comments. I don't mean to miss them, honey. Oh, gosh, there's a lot. I'm so sorry. Hi, Flame Warrior Golden. I don't know if you're still here. I apologize. Hello, JD. All right, I'm going to continue to play it if you don't mind. Sorry about that.
Of the story and being in a relationship with Amberlynn. After seeing this, Amberlynn went live, and the title was, "We have been in a relationship this whole time." This was the beginning of the crash outs and the fight between Tommy and Amberlynn.
Oh.
And I just got a text saying I wouldn't say too much if I were you. Being threatened, as I have been. And then I get another text, "I have video proof of you being terrible to me." Yes. A video proof of me reacting to your betrayal, me unmedicated with BPD. Correct. Stop texting me. But we haven't been together this whole time. This whole fucking time. She had a whole fucking Reddit where she made fun of my body. My girlfriend behind my back was calling me Porcahontas. I have never been with someone so vindictive and like genuinely like scary in my life. And I feel afraid to say anything. I've been afraid to say anything this whole time. I just got a text from her saying, "I'm going to release the video then to prove how you are." I'm literally half naked in that video, so please don't. I would appreciate that. That was me in a BPD meltdown. I'm literally half naked. I'm actually officially done with Emily. I am fucking done.
Tommy was telling a very different story from Amberlynn. Tommy accused Amberlynn of physical and emotional abuse. And Amberlynn was saying the same thing about Tommy.
So we were in her room when this argument was happening. Like, because it started in the truck, it went into the kitchen, then it went up into the room, and she was trying to like go into the bathroom to like hide. And it's like, I'm the sort of person, I want to like talk about it now. So I was following her also into the bathroom. I have a bad habit of like following, saying, "Don't leave the room, we need to talk about this." Like, that's a very bad part of me that I will say. And I'm 100% accountable in that. When I went to go walk into the bathroom, she kicked me. She's tall. She's taller than I am. She's like 5'7". She kicks me really hard in my stomach. Really hard.
It was the first time she got physical with me. I was going to leave the room. She then grabbed my arm and dug her nails into my arm to the point of drawing blood. I tried pushing past her to get through the doorway, and she pushed back.
She did that to Casey as well. If you watch that video where he was talking about the abuse, he said that she definitely did that to him as well.
Into me and actually falling on top of me.
So when I tripped over the rug and then I landed into her and she was falling, I went to grab her. It didn't work out very well. She still landed on the floor. And then she started like hysterically, "How come you pushed me?" I'm like, what is actually happening? So she like, I don't know. It was this whole fucking thing. I was like, this cannot be real right now. This genuinely cannot. Like, I have never been so gaslit into thinking that the sky was actually the ground and the ground was actually the sky. This is her arm. This is her arm. Okay. Keep in mind, she's wearing a maroon shirt. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? She faked nail marks days later. Did you guys hear me say that that was from November 17th? I was sitting on the couch one time, again, during one of our arguments, and she wanted me to leave and she wanted me to stop crying. And she was like laying on the couch and I was like sitting like on the end of it. She literally kicked me off the couch and I landed on the floor and I had to help her. I had to have her help me get up.
She could not kick your 600-pound ass on the floor. Be so for real.
But I'm telling you, in that moment, like, oh, I saw her smirk.
The worst of the tantrums was actually the night before Rarity went missing. She saw me scrolling through my phone and there was women on my Instagram feed. She flipped out and said I was micro-cheating.
She saw this woman on my Instagram feed. She won't even admit to the Tumblr. She let me go through her phone. She didn't know that I could go to her screen time and see the apps that she was on. She was on Tumblr looking at naked women bigger than me. And the picture is so engraved in my brain that made my whole soul leave my body.
Listen to this next part. She is still in a relationship with this woman and looking bigger than ever.
Was this woman on an oxygen tank in a hospital bed. And then in that same moment, I find her on Phoebe. But I ended up going to the little message part and I saw that literally while we were in a relationship, like a month after we started dating, she messaged some girl saying that she was sexy. So that was fun. But she messaged this masked lesbian and said, "Oh, I know how rare it is to be a masked lesbian that's a feeder because so am I."
And that is when I found out the truth while in Wisconsin. Amber expected me to constantly be available. I will say, I was a little like that. I was a little like that. I can take accountability there. If I didn't text or call during my breaks, or if I wasn't giving her attention constantly, she'd get upset or start a fight. That's due to my trauma. I will say that probably did happen.
It's not an excuse. She just wouldn't let anything. Amberlynn, if that's not an excuse, you have to get help for your mental issues or the trauma that you have. And that's your responsibility. If you're not doing that, then that's not their problem. You cannot use that as an excuse. Because your shit that you got wrong with you is not their problem. Remember that.
Go. That is fucking you. And I told my mom exactly the way that you made me feel. And you know what she told me? And that's exactly how I felt with your dad. To the point where I started going into the other room just to sleep because she wouldn't. And it's when everything hit the fan. And I followed you in there with my BPD meltdown, my tantrum. And I'm able to admit that.
A feeder is somebody that there's a feeder and then there's death feeders. Amberlynn's girlfriend is a death feeder. Those are dangerous. What it is they like to feed their spouse food and watch them eat it. It turns them on for some reason. And so these people get like really, really big all of a sudden and their spouse still kind of feeds them. Well, you know, at a certain point, you got to stop and do something about it. You know what I mean? But death feeders continue to feed their spouse to a very high weight and watch them as they die as well. And like her last spouse was somebody that got to 900 pounds while they were together and died from complications of obesity, like I said yesterday. And so, 900 pounds, oh my God, she was bedbound and everything. So at that point, what could she really do? She was eating what she was given. You know what I mean? And that's when you know the person's just trying to kill them because you shouldn't be feeding them that shit. You know what I mean? If they're bedbound, hell, you get a salad and shut the fuck up, shut the door, walk away. They can bitch and whine all they fucking want. And I'm not bringing your DoorDash in your room. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Amberlynn, you better be ready to die because that's about where you're supposed to go because she literally got with you 2 months after the bitch died, bitch. Are you stupid? She's got another one in line and it's you.
Pain turned me into a monster because of what you did. And in this moment, I wish more than anything I could talk to your ex, Megan. Megan, if you are watching this or if someone knows Megan, have her talk to me. I would do anything to talk to you. Because at this point, I don't know. I would do anything just to speak to you personally. I will never share anything, but I need someone who understands because this is fucking crazy. Emily would push and push and push Megan until Megan would react the same way I did. When I first saw this video, this was before any.
Y'all mad about it? I'm sorry.
And I was like looking.
I'm
like, damn, this girl, like, what the hell? What's her problem?
Why do you say that shit to me?
And then I understood. And then I saw myself in Megan. Would I ever hold someone at gunpoint? Fuck no. That's crazy. That's crazy. But I'm saying, when Emily recorded Megan, and I first saw that video,
I thought you were yelling at me about it.
And then when I finally understood, I saw myself in Megan, and I was like, fuck. I have a lot of empathy for Emily. I have a lot of sympathy. I have a lot of love. But what you guys got to experience today was absolute BPD rage. And I said things that were crazy.
You can't just. Oh, that was BPD rage. Sorry. Get help. God damn, man.
I didn't even remember me saying. If she asked you back, would you get back together? I don't know.
We're just going to continue on. I'm just trying to prove some shit that I found. You know what I'm saying? That's all this is about. Because I wish the other of them would watch my live streams because they would have everything they need. I know. Yeah.
So by now we've all seen Amber's desperate attempt at damage control ahead of set on her Instagram.
I didn't know that about Bridesmaids. That's interesting. My God. There's another one here on YouTube, Quirky Love Rose. She's apparently getting away from that kind of community, but she was recently demonetized. But she's got some issues as well. I talk about here too. I don't know. I'm not hating on the fat people. I just my hope is watching them lose weight and be successful. You know what I'm saying? But when we're watching you literally kill yourself, it's just not any fun, you know? At least for me.
Amberlynn's latest accusations and her attempt at damage control are genuinely unhinged. And for those of you who are supporting her and believing her, congratulations. You were just manipulated by Amberlynn Reid. Join the club. If she had nothing to hide, why is she already rushing to clarify specific things I haven't even spoken about yet? How does she already know what situations I'm talking about with Snowflake? If there wasn't anything she should be held accountable for, she knows exactly what I'm going to say because she knows exactly what really happened. I'll be the first to admit I've said some awful things during our relationship. I'm not here to paint myself as perfect, but I do hold pride in the fact that I'm not going to say anything that's not true. The fact that she's spinning the narrative before I've even spoken should tell you everything you need to know. Well, Emily has spoken. The video went up earlier today, and shortly after, Amber went live to react to it.
Now, mind you, listen to all this knowing that Amberlynn is still with Emily now. They got back together.
And prepare yourself, she's absolutely unhinged.
I personally do not and will not be watching per se, like listening with my ears, Snowflake's video. He triggers me. He gives me anxiety. He is an apologist. I have it on mute. I don't want to listen to it. I'm going to respond to what she said. Emily messaged me last night. It's been just this vicious cycle of what it's been this whole time of her saying one thing, me saying another. I don't know how the same reaction channel who once thought my ex was all of these horrendous things have now like switched the script, and Emily is like a saint and we need to like interview
That's not
her.
what anybody was saying.
You know what? I want to be interviewed. Like, when is it my turn? But no, none of these reaction channels want to put it in a light of, you know what?
I was in the chat that day and I said, I'll interview you. And she actually responded to me and she was like, I might let that happen, but it never did. I was like, yeah, I'll interview your ass. I got some questions, bitch. She just wasn't aware of it. She had a little crush, I think.
Amberlynn has done some things, but maybe for the first time, she might actually be slightly a victim here. But no one wants to see it that way. When they once did. They once were trying to get me away from the feeder, but now it's like the roles are reversed. I don't want to do this. I regret not doing this with the whole Beck thing, but it's my turn to respond to exactly what Emily said. And I'm scared in the sense of like, she has been threatening me. She's doing this whole dance of, if you shut up, I'll shut up. For 8 months of the time that we were in a relationship, I know you're watching, hi. You were literally online, publicly humiliating me and hurting me while we were in a relationship. You were doing it anonymously, but also with your name. So hardcore that people were actually truly believing we weren't together. And I had to keep my mouth shut. I finally said, this is my last straw. You're threatening me? Oh, life would be so much easier if you were just honest. Guess what? I am being honest. And that's what makes this easy for me. Thank you. The fact that she had the audacity to message me last night and I was trying to reply with these like well thought out responses. Lies. Why do I take the time? The brows, you're so insane. Like, it's actually crazy. Let's say she did all that. Okay. That doesn't change what you did. My whole thing is like, why is it always Amberlynn? Why is it always Amberlynn that's in the fault? Always Amberlynn. You know what's funny? One thing that I know to be true is that Emily was held at gunpoint.
We know.
Like, it's literally in court documents. That's not a lie. And when it happened, I stuck by her side. I made a whole video. I wrote a whole thing and read it in a YouTube video. I stuck up for her through and through because you want to know why? The haters and the girl world of it all and the reaction channels were saying that it was Emily's fault that happened to her. You guys are literally witnessing it firsthand, a bitch going insane. And this is what I had to deal with. Pocahontas, thank you, Nicole. And the 62 people who thumbs that up, you know what? Make it 100. Let's get that fucking thing up to 100. not only is it fat shaming, but you're making fun of someone that genuinely was in a relationship, fat shaming their partner. Those of you who agree to that, I would never want to be in a relationship with you. Like, you guys are sick. And you know what's funny? Let's go back to the Beck situation right quick. So many people were like, oh my God, Amberlynn wasn't there. Why did, but no one ever like sits there and goes, why did Beck stay? Like, it's Beck's fault. They have all this like sympathy for Beck. But yet I was in a relationship where I stayed in Wisconsin for 3 months where I felt genuinely miserable. And everyone's like, it's your fault. I have never been with someone like this in my life who genuinely, I have never screamed at the top of my lungs till I've been in a relationship with.
She's just like you. Can't handle it because she's just like you.
Her. Like, call me borderline babe. I don't give a. I have never felt that kind of rage. Guess what? This is entertainment for you guys, so I hope you're enjoying. Receipts are your line, of course. Oh, thank you for the money.
Yeah, right. I love walking too.
And you know who else has a history of being abusive? Emily. Whoa. My last message, I'm sorry for you because you can't accept responsibility is why you can't grow. I hope you grow one day. I hope that you continue sending me super chats. Thank you. All exes have said the same thing about you. You know what's funny about that? It's easy to do when you have thousands of people backing you up. Thousands. Literally thousands.
Let's talk about why you have thousands of subscribers that are mostly hate watching you. Excuse me. Amberlynn, you have those subscribers because of reaction channels. Reaction channels have very large followings because they make your boring ass bullshit content worth watching. Because we point out shit, we talk about shit, we have fun, we have a good time. We transform your shitty content into something worth watching. And then those people went and subscribed to you to hate watch you. And then still watch us. So be so fucking for real, bitch. Think about it.
Violated your expectation of privacy by releasing private.
Without us, you wouldn't have this following. You wouldn't have all that money. You wouldn't. Not at all. Because you didn't do shit that you said you was going to do on your channel. And people wanted to talk about it because you come on here so determined and so ready to go. And you last like 2 days. And it's not even just that. It's the lying. It's the manipulative behavior to your exes. The stuff that you did to Beck was not okay. And you sit there and you blame it on your fucking mental illnesses instead of going to get help. That's the bullshit, man.
The text messages, you have a legal case here. Ranch Girly, thank you so much for the super chat. And genuinely, I had no idea that happened. We're not together anymore. I could trust you that, James. But thank you. Can you throw it back? Hell yeah, I can. And you know who loved it? Emily.
Shut up.
How can she be what she's into and body shame you and same behavior on their part? I don't understand it. It makes me feel people my size are just not accepted in society. We're not like the standard of beautiful. And finally I got with someone that like desired my body, and I've never experienced that before. So then when she would make fun of me and she would make fat jokes, like literally to my face, that's one of the reasons why I knew it was her that said Pocahontas, who said that if I lost weight, I'd look like a melted candle, because she also said that about another girl who lost a bunch of weight. And that's how I knew it was her. And she lied and lied and lied.
Don't be hating on the extra skin. We can't help it. You know what I'm saying? Don't hate on that.
She was like, that's not my Reddit. That's not my Reddit. That's actually my friends. That's actually my friends. And then she finally admitted it to me and she said it was hers. I'm dreading reacting to the screenshots. That's why I'm like prolonging this as much as possible, because I just don't even want to know. Explain the proof you lied about E letting R out. I did not lie about E letting R out. SF deleted stuff critical of her. Oh, I know Snowflake did. Oh, I know he deleted stuff critical of her. I'm
she
literally
probably
not stupid.
asked
I
him
know
to.
this, and I know this because of Emily. Emily follows along on all this crap. I personally don't. I don't watch the reaction channels. I don't go on the forums. I don't go on the Reddits, but she does.
Yes, you do.
So when are you going to react to what the feeder said? Only I can call her that. We are not together. You think I'd be doing this if we were together? No. Okay, first thing that popped up was, hi, Emily. Hope all is well. I'm about to kiss your I can make some money and get some clout. What made you want to?
Amberlynn, that's not the reason people make reaction channels and we talk about other people. You are not this goat that rules all of these. Sorry, I'm getting so pissed I can't talk. Bitch, be so fucking for real. We talk about you because of your behavior and how fucking stupid you are. And you won't wake the fuck up. And we make your content worth fucking watching. Remember that. Your subscribers are because of us. This bullshit, this way you act, this fucking, you can fucking suck a dick. I hate watching your fucking locale bus. I'll never watch it again. I even became a member and shit. Fuck that. The way you act on there makes me sick. And then you got two ass kissers sitting there. Fuck that, dude. Shitty ass content. Sorry. Thank you, Empathetic Facts, again for your wonderful videos, by the way.
I come out now and discuss your time with Amber. Okay. So funny situation about this is Emily and I literally just got into an argument and that's it. That's it. That's always what happened. Anytime you guys saw her talk about me online, it's literally only because we got into a type of like, I say it because it's like lack of a better word. If that's not whatever that is, what is it? Tell me. Emily's response. Honestly, I was content staying silent for a long time, but you weren't. You weren't silent. What? I was silent.
Oh, bullshit.
That was me. But I'm tired of watching her dodge any real accountability. You are literally the queen of dodging accountability. For you to say sorry, random fact, Emily does not know that word. She creates her own reality and expects everyone to play along. Are we describing you right now? The sad part is most people do because they're either scared of her and don't want to deal with the drama. But I hit a point where I just couldn't sit back and watch her keep writing the truth. You are not afraid of me. How many times have I said that I'm afraid of you? You are not afraid of me because you've gone public behind my...
These are my bullshit glasses.
Amberlynn, calm down. I'm about to have a BPD meltdown here on live. Behind my back, you've said awful things about me. You've done it publicly knowing that I would see it. If you were afraid of me, you would have never done those things. Not only that, if you were afraid of me, you would have never verbally... I've said that word so many times. This is not going to be monetized. Like, you wouldn't have verbally me repeatedly to my face, in text, in Messenger, in this. You're not afraid of me. There's nothing to be afraid of. That's just easy for you to say to look like the victim. Yes, you could be afraid of a BPD meltdown because those can be kind of hecticana. Not gonna lie about it. Snowflake replied,
"Stop doing that fucking shit."
I'm glad you decided to speak up so I get the money from it. So I guess we start at the beginning. I'm guessing everything was fine at the start of the relationship, or was there any little red flags? Well, there was red flags for me, but you know what? I was so blinded by love bombing that I just like, red flags? What? They're in heart shapes though. And I also see red flags in the shade of pink. Let's see. Oh, we have a long. Okay. Emily said,
God, that thing with her tongue,
everything was
punch her in
great.
the mouth.
I really thought I had found someone who was kind, laid back, and just fun to be around. She was able to carry on a
Where I
conversation.
come from, man,
It's hard to find these days. Looking back,
you're
now,
doing something annoying. Oh, man.
Rose-colored glasses. Wow, that sounds very Amberlynn coded because that's how I feel about you. She really made it seem like she was a grounded, supportive person. I told her upfront I was grieving Colleen and still will be. Yes. She said she understood and respected that. Yes. She said it wouldn't be an issue at all. That is true. That was super important to me for her to be accepting of it. And for a little while, it felt good. We actually had fun together. We laughed, we joked around, and it was chill. I genuinely enjoyed spending time with her before she started showing me who she really was. I guess it was a typical scenario of love bombing. I stayed the same throughout our whole relationship. The fact that you can sit there and say that the roller coaster of our relationship that we were in was due to my love bombing and not was it the one that just wanted my belly. I kissed your ass because I was scared of you. Finally, when my BPD meltdowns would snap, that's when my fear was gone because I was so heightened and so.
Hang on, I'm reading this comment. Rolling Lord Bobby, Mysterium Numinous, nicotine stuff, among other nasty stuff. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is why they are deleting soda, and it's not fair to those that consume it. Because what I did tell her is that she needed to walk some more and quit drinking so much soda. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. You know. Sorry, excuse me. I'm on Zepbound, but they took me off of it for 6 months. Why did the insurance did that? I don't know. But anyways, they took me off it for 6 months, so they gave me some other Saxenda to do, which is once a day. It's just kind of different. It doesn't really work the same. But anyways, I cut soda out of my life. And I really don't eat too much. I eat maybe once a day, and it's just a little bit. I should eat more, honestly. I like to do the small meals throughout the day, and I just don't think about it for so long that I'm like, oh shit, I gotta eat something. Aw. Well, that's good. Oh, and then you had a dissolution of the marriage. Oh my goodness. Well, I hope everything's going better for you, and I keep you in my spiritual prayers, okay? Thank you for being here, all of you. I'm so grateful. I'm gonna get Oh, thank you. I appreciate your subscription. It means a lot to me, I'm a crybaby, so when people do nice things, I want to cry, even if it's a subscribe to my channel, so thank you. I love you. I won't cry, I promise. I'm gonna go ahead and watch this. She makes me pissed.
So scared. My fight or flight was fight. The fact that you're turning this around and rewriting this whole thing to make you seem like a
I just want you guys to know I would make it full screen, but it'll fuck up totally. It's my computer, I think. I don't know. So that's why I don't put it full screen. I'm so sorry. I mean, I could try it. I just don't want it to mess up to what we got going on. All right, let me see. Let me see if it will. I'll just check. I hope not. Come on, don't fuck up, Asshole. You're gonna be an asshole, are you? Damn, man. No. Question and a half. Who knows about it being big for you? All right. So
victim because my ex Beck might have been, you know exactly what you're doing. Emily is that type of person who would wake up. You wake up in the greatest mood. I'm talking about me. I wake up in the greatest mood. I'm in Wisconsin. She wakes up raging at nothing. And that's what I had to deal with. And you're rewriting history to the very creator who called you a murderer. After everything I've been through, it was just nice to feel wanted and not be so alone anymore. I did want you, and you weren't alone with me. That's one thing about having BPD is I might be up your ass a little too much. Thankfully, with Zoloft, I gave you a lot of space. No matter what you put me through, you were never alone. You hurt me, and I was the one apologizing for getting blood on your floor. That was a metaphor. I don't want people to take that serious. I hate Snowflake more than anything in this world. And I really hope that he gets some sort of karma in his life, genuinely, because it's not fair. Was it still nice when she came to stay with you? How long was she meant to stay? I'll answer that question. It was nice in the beginning. Every day was a roller coaster. I had no idea what Emily was going to wake up. It reminded me of my dad, low key. That's how it was when I was a child. How long was she meant to stay for? A few weeks. She didn't want me to leave. I didn't want to leave. That's how it is with lesbian relationships. U-Haul lesbians, we didn't make up that term. That's a term for a reason. But I do want to say one thing. I did not want to move to Wisconsin. I want to make that very clear. I just wanted to stay longer. She just wanted me to stay longer. I did not want to move there. Did not.
Oh shit.
There were little red flags early on. Amber would get upset if I didn't FaceTime her for hours every single day, or if I was busy at work and she didn't have time to message her. The FaceTime her for hours every single day. That's true. And I think it's because that is the way that she said. So her and Colleen would be on FaceTime for hours and hours a day. That is how mine and Emily's relationship started. And it was because she wanted that. We were on FaceTime for hours and hours a day. That is what I got used to. And having BPD, I have also very bad anxious attachment. Thankfully, I just want to say I'm very much far gone from that area. I don't have that anxious attachment because that's
never got therapy.
Sometimes she didn't want to do that. My brain, because it's not wired the same as everyone else's, my brain would tell me she hates me. What did I do wrong? During my first visit to Oklahoma, things actually seemed to go really well. But it was a short trip. We were still in that honeymoon phase. I genuinely hate that that saying. Why can't we just say that we were happy together? But it just goes to show that Emily was the love bomber because we were in that honeymoon phase. I fucking hate that saying, bro. It was during my second visit when things started to feel off. That's new to me. I didn't even know that. She would get irritated if I checked my phone or responded to my messages that weren't about her or focused on her. I'm sorry, but I do not remember that. I'm not going to sit here and say that she's lying because that sounds very much something like Amberlynn at 24 would feel. So did Amberlynn do that then? Maybe. But I do not remember that. That visit also happened right after she posted who I was and she was and the doxing stuff. Oh, we get to talk about that. Oh, I'm excited actually because that visit also happened right after she posted who I was and the doxing stuff that happens. The tensions are high, so I kind of brushed it off at the time thinking it was just stress. But everything really started to change when Amber came to visit me. Yeah, because I saw your true colors. Those red flags and those lightly pink red flags.
Why are there pink flags?
Become brown and every other color that I don't like, puke green, and they were no longer heart shaped. They were like circles and squares and rectangles and triangles because of you. And I remember we were sitting in your garage, while you're in your little recliner chair and you're smoking cigarettes.
What the fuck did any of that mean? Did you understand it? I didn't. What the fuck does that? That's some Gypsy Rose type shit. Use ChatGPT or something, Amberlynn. God damn. Now there's circles and triangles and the fuck are you saying over here? I don't understand this bitch sometimes. I swear to God.
I'm sitting next to you and you said, you know what? Something I really like about you, you're always positive. That changed, didn't it? Why? Why did that change, Emily? Why did I stop laughing all the time with you? Who changed me? It wasn't me. So the part about
no, he never going to change.
Right after she posted who I was, I did not want to show anyone who Emily was. I actually have text message proof of this. We had talked about it. I knew the hate was going to happen. I explained the hate. I don't want the haters to find you. I don't think you can handle it. I don't want to post you. I was guilt tripped so bad. She would say things like, I don't want to be hid. I don't understand. Like Alexis actually told you guys this. Alexis lied about some stuff, but there was some stuff she was truthful on. I've always said that. But I was guilt tripped into revealing who she was. She would say things, I want people to know that you're taken. I don't want to be hidden. I don't want to be a secret. I was terrified. I was like, I don't want to lose Emily. Like, I feel like I'm being forced into this, but I also don't want the internet to ruin it for me as well because I knew exactly what was going to happen. All of the doxing, she took it out on me. It was horrendous. I ended up getting cellulitis. I had 103 temperature. It was almost 104. My temperature was so high, I couldn't even think straight. She repeatedly was calling me, call lawyers, fix this for me. She didn't do anything to keep her. So I'm like calling lawyers, Googling lawyers, while literally vomiting. Like genuinely my brain was being fried and all she cared about was me calling lawyers. I should have known then that she was a selfish person. I genuinely hate that this is even happening because it's like, I still love her. Okay. Her other message was she was originally only supposed to stay for a week or two tops. That's not true. It definitely wasn't going to be 3 months. No, we were planning on probably around 2 weeks because that's when I'd be off work and be able to take her home. But by day 2 of her being at my house, things already started to shift. It was weird how high strung she was that early on. Emily, if that is the case, why did you want me to stay longer? Why did you want me to move in? Why did you call me? Why did you literally say that was my home too? Why when I came home because I chose to come home, you would message me saying, I immediately want you to come back home. If I was so high strung and I acted off on day 2, why did you allow me to stay for 3 months? She really didn't like that I had a life outside of her. Not true. I mean, I work 12-hour shifts. I have a family, friends, pets, a house to take care of. Those are true things, but I didn't care because she only worked like twice a week. So what? But anything that wasn't about her felt like an inconvenience to her, and she made that very clear. That is so not true. It is absolutely insane. So when it comes to friends, she doesn't have friends. She had like a couple coworkers and stuff that she like kind of considered friends. I would always be like, why don't we go hang out with them? I don't understand like why she didn't want to introduce me to her friends. I thought that was so weird. I didn't meet her family in person until like I genuinely had to. And I'm not going to say like that's personal. It's like medical stuff. I'm not going to like get into it. Like I genuinely was, oh my God, she messaged me. Are you really talking about my family? Oh. Didn't say anything personal. I just said I wanted to meet them. Can you calm down, Emily? Like for real. Like you literally said in the message, I have family and friends and pets. Like I'm just responding to what you said. I would purposely try to find ways to like leave the house. Like I was like, can we do like a 5 Below challenge? I paid to do like this 5 Below challenge with her and a family member. Not gonna go into detail. I'd get home from a 12-hour shift, completely exhausted from a stressful job, and she'd get upset if I wanted to go straight to bed. You have never in your life gotten off of work and went straight to bed. She'd say things like, oh, you're not going to hang out with me, or ask me to take her to the casino or go shopping. We went to 5 Below one time. We went to the casino a couple times, and guess who paid? Me. Guess who else who loves the casino and the bingo and the scratchers and the this and the that? Emily. We got along in that way. Did we go to the casino after you went to work? Maybe once, but it was usually on a day that you took off by your doing. So don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. Please don't fuck with me. If I said no, she'd get upset. You've never said no. And compared to her working on vlogs all day, that never happened because I didn't vlog at your house. I maybe did a few videos. So that's not true, Emily. Saying she still had the energy to do things, so I should too. Okay. None of that ever happened. Amber expected me to constantly be available. I will say, I was a little like that. I can take accountability there. If I didn't text or call during my breaks, or if I wasn't giving her attention constantly, she'd get upset or start a fight. That's due to my trauma. She would always accuse me of not loving her, and she was and how terrible of a girlfriend I was. I never said you were a terrible girlfriend. You became terrible. She wanted me to call out of work anytime she was having a crisis, or just felt like she wanted me to stay at home. lie. Oh my God. She was always in a bad mood because of this. I don't know what that means. If I did anything that didn't involve her directly, she would start an argument. Not true. I was exhausted trying to juggle everything in my life on top of her constantly being mad at me. You weren't really juggling anything because you didn't really do much of anything. We'd get into arguments and she just wouldn't let anything go. That is literally you to a T. I've never been more gaslit and manipulated in my life. I have never felt the way that you made me feel in my life. The fact that you made me feel the way that my dad made my mom feel is sick. Okay. She would gaslight, deflect as typical narcissistic behavior. We both know I'm not a narcissist. Have I thought that in the past? Yes. Have I taken plenty narcissist tests? Yes. Have I talked to therapists? Yes, because genuinely that terrifies me. But you know that I'm not a narcissist. You know that I'm not. But the behaviors that you demonstrate shows textbook narcissist behavior. And it scares me. You scare me. It got to the point where I started going into the other room just to sleep because she wouldn't stop arguing with me when I was trying to rest before a shift. That happened one time. And it's when everything hit the fan. And I followed you in there with my BPD meltdown, my tantrum. Yeah, I did. And I'm able to admit that. My pain turned me into a monster because of what you did. Yeah, I am able to admit that. And you're not taking accountability for anything, and that's terrifying to me. She came to the room and stood over the bed. She told me that if I wasn't going to continue the conversation, which was basically her going on and on how I didn't love her, and then said, fine, if I can't have peace from being able to have this conversation, then you aren't going to either. She would then stand next to the bed. I was sleeping in and intentionally keeping me up all night. I feel like this happened every time she knows when to work. Like she was intentionally keeping me up because she didn't like that I wasn't home to work. That's a bullshit lie. I liked when you went to work. Not gonna lie, it was peace from you. I liked having those 2 days a week where I didn't have to be like, oh my God, is she going to be raging at me? Is there going to be a fat joke? I liked that piece, Emily. That one time that I stand next to the bed crying for you to hear me, to love me. I felt so unheard. I felt so unloved. Like you constantly were deceitful. Did I do that? I did. I stood there bawling my eyes out, waiting for a hug, reassurance, love. Snowflake said, it sounds like she didn't want you to work and just spend all day at home with her. I'm guessing she used BPD as an excuse for her shitty behavior. I'm guessing so. What's your excuse, Snowflake? Emily replied, she 100% used her BP as an excuse. I do. It's also a reason. That's what's frustrating me the most. Anytime she'd have one of her tantrums, she wouldn't take any accountability and say it's because she has BP. And she'd be like, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to tell you how I feel, which is true. I'm just trying to tell you how I feel. When she would literally scream at me about something, but taking 4 minutes longer than I would have when I went outside to smoke. Not true. I know she can't use that as an excuse if she refuses to do anything to help herself get better. She made a lot of false promises at the beginning of therapy. So did you. You need therapy. Bad girl. You need therapy bad, like on a different type of level. She told me in so many different occasions that she was signed up and she never went. That's not true. Oh, Snowflake said, so what would you do all day when you were at work? I'm going to take a guess and say nothing, lay in bed all day watching reaction channels. So no, I wasn't watching reaction channels, but yeah, all I did was stay in her bed. That is all I did. I feel like some of this is like out of order because this doesn't make sense. But the response was, yeah, that was one of her manipulative tactics and staying longer when it was getting to the point where I was asking her to leave. I have journal entries and I'm pretty sure I have messages literally telling you that I needed to leave. I was miserable. I would call my mom constantly, bawling my eyes out, Emily, because of you. And my mom was like, honey, I will come get you. You deserve better. You don't deserve this. She thought she would get a therapist here. I'd let her stay so she could do the therapy. She did a whole lot of nothing, to be honest. I didn't do shit there. I was miserable. She sit around and watch YouTube videos, including reaction channels all day. No, I did her laundry. She did do my laundry because I literally could not do the laundry. She had one of those laundries where you had to bend down. I could not. Like there's the ones that are out like this and then the ones that are like this. Hers was like this and I couldn't like go down to get it. I'm A, too short and too fat. My stomach was literally in the way. I could not reach down and get my laundry. So yes, she did do my laundry and she did it twice when I was there. I cleaned up after her and took care of the pets. She won't ever let Twinkie or the dogs out during the day when she was home. That's a fucking lie. So I'll come home from work. I have to clean up Twinkie's pee off the brand new floor that I put in and her dog's pee, but that's not true. That was from when we were fucking sleeping. He said, ugh, disgusting. Only time I remember her talking about her responsibilities with the pets was when she did the video explaining how Reid got out. I'm sure she talked about that stuff, but then I just can't remember actually before I asked about Reid. How did the tantrums get? What was the worst? If you're okay talking about it, if not, I'll show my face. You know what's funny? When me and Emily were messaging last night, Snowflake literally was asking questions about my hygiene. Emily told me Snowflake was literally asking questions about my hygiene. That's where his head is at, bro. This isn't for justice for Emily. This is for clout and for money and for making Amberlynn look as worse as she can look. Like if Amberlynn can look bad, he's gonna do it. The tantrum slowly escalated. I started with her to shouting at me, to escalating to her slamming doors and punching walls. That never happened. I think I slammed the door one time because I was so fed up. Like the betrayal, the gaslighting, the stonewalling, the cruelty, the fat jokes. Anytime I tried leaving the room, she would block doorways. She was also really jealous. Anytime I talked about Colleen, I made it very clear that I'm very understanding of the whole Colleen situation. But when you would compare me to Colleen in fights, you began to turn that into a weapon. Colleen was no longer your late fiance, but a weapon to hurt your current girlfriend. That's not cool, dude. I wasn't allowed to share memories or say anything about it really anymore. She would end up getting really pissed. I wonder fucking why. Because she became a weapon just to hurt me. But the worst tantrum was actually the night that Reid went missing. And why was I reacting that way? For the audience watching, let me remind you. Emily and I were sitting in her car, and she had my tea for the woman she was speaking to. She said it was a coworker. Turns out it was a hater that she was friends with, where she would talk shit about me. She would stare at me right in my fucking eyes. The woman that she loves, and say, I'm not lying to you. She was on Tumblr looking at naked women bigger than me right after having sex with me. And the picture that is so engraved in my brain was this woman on an oxygen tank in a hospital bed. And then in that same moment, I find her on Phoebe, which is where the feeders go to do their thing. I click the messages. The day that we met in person, she messaged a girl saying how sexy she was. She messaged another masked lesbian feeder saying, wow, we're rare. Masked lesbian feeders. That's the day I found out the truth about everything. Well, not slightly everything, but most of it. And then you get mad and play victim because of my reaction. She saw me scrolling through my phone and there was this woman on my Instagram feed. She flipped out and said I was micro cheating. She fucking lied. She saw this woman on my Instagram feed. She won't even admit to the Tumblr. When I tell you my jaw is on the floor, can someone pick it up for me? I'm too fat. Ooh, that was the first thing I throw at you. What did I throw at you? Throw at you, Emily. Oh, the water bottle that was on my dresser. Oh, I threw a water bottle on your dresser. Okay, let me go back to the text message from last night where you said that I did not throw it at you. You know when you picked up the water bottle to throw at me, all I did was pick it up. I didn't throw it at you. And then you said, so when you picked it up and raised it like you were gonna throw it, what was that? That is what you said right in there. So did I throw it or not? But how are you gonna sit here and lie? I'm like so actually shook right now. She then grabbed my arm and dug her nails into my arm to the point of drawing blood. I have a picture.
Remember, she did this to Casey as well.
That she later deleted months
Oops.
later. All right, let me dumb this down for dummies. We're fighting, like, not physically, sorry. The BPD tantrum's coming out of me. Her room, it's cluttered. I end up tripping over the fucking rug. My body goes onto her. She falls. I grab her arm. While she's in her car, she takes a picture of her arm and she sends it to me. It shows nothing. 2 days later, we're now arguing about the argument that we had 2 days prior. Why are we arguing about that? Because Amberlynn's hurting. She ends up leaving the house again. That's what she does. She ends up sending me a picture of her arm with these nail marks that are like so like deep. I'm like, well, I'm literally on the phone with my mom, bawling, and I'm sending my mom these screenshots. And I'm like, Mom, I think Emily just faked nail marks. Emily literally.
Amberlynn seems to think that if she's crying, the whole world stops, you know?
Faked nail marks in a different shirt on a different day, took the picture as if it was the same day. And Emily then later deleted both of the things, but she didn't know that I took screenshots. Say it like it is. Amberlynn had crazy tantrums. Say it like it fucking is. He responded to her, Jesus. Wow. At that point, I was livid. I told her to go back to Oklahoma, and then I was absent. I decided on my own. I'm gonna leave. I know she likes to say that she decided it. It was not her decision. It was mine. Then she grabbed a picture of me and Colleen and held it up and threatened to break it. She knew that is something that would hurt me more than anything she could do physically to me. Like the lowest she could go. She let her apologize and then tried. She let her apologize.
Yeah,
and
I know, right?
Back, saying that was her BP. At first, she denied that she did any of those things, which that stuck too. I've never denied a single thing that I've actually done. And I'm like, am I just imagining the gouges out of my arm? I just saw a photo that makes me want to cry. Like, why does this happen? Why couldn't it just been a good relationship? She apologized profusely when she knew she couldn't gaslight me into believing it didn't happen because it didn't. Oh my God. See, this is what I mean about being gaslit. You start to think, did it really happen? If it wasn't for me saving that fucking screenshot that she later deleted, I would be sitting here thinking, did that really happen? I'm just like, literally, like, it makes me sad for her. My favorite thing is sit on Instant. I figured it out. Oh my God, suck my ass. I've never been more excited in my life.
God, dude. Oh my God.
So this is original photo, okay? And remember, there's gouges and blood, okay? Remember that part. This is her arm. This is her arm, okay? Keep in mind, she's wearing a maroon shirt. And look at what she sends me a couple days later because she forgot that she took that photo and sent it to me. In this photo, you're going to see these weird marks that she created herself. Oh, Emily has marks all over her body. I don't want to go into medical from something medical. I'm not getting into it. She is wearing a completely different shirt, completely different day. Why is it blurry? She faked nail marks days later. Didn't you guys hear what she said in snowflakes? And right here it says, am I just imagining the gouges? Am I just imagining that? Am I just imagining that? Am I just imagining that? Yes, you are imagining that. Are you imagining the gouges out of your arm? What? Yes, you are. When was it? When was it? Did you guys hear me say that was from November 17th? Sorry, Gabrielle, I don't know how to pronounce it. And then Snowflake goes, oh God, then you went to work. Oh, he's so sympathetic. I'm such a sympathetic man. Oh. We might have to do like a part 2 when I get home. I spent hours upon hours driving around looking for her, walking through fields.
Maybe you should have some compassion and sympathy for once in your. Oh God, you
drives with me, but obviously didn't do the walking around part. When it was snowing, no, I didn't. I can't walk in snow. I wear flats. I have lymphedema, but when it wasn't snowing, I was looking just as much as you. One time, me and Emily got in such like a bad fight, and it was over something that she said to me. Obviously, like I'm a sensitive person, so I'm gonna feel some type of way. So we were in an argument, and she literally would use looking for Rarity as like a control thing, as like power. In the same way she would use Colleen as a weapon, she started to use Rarity as one. I love Rarity. She was a sweet cat. And she would always sleep on my chest. I did everything I could to try to find her. I can't say 100% that she purposely let me cut out, but give.
Shut the door, and you didn't go look for Rarity right away, knowing that she runs outside. You knew that. You didn't know how long the door was open. This is your fault. Because your lazy ass wanted to go to bed. You didn't want to have to look for Rarity. Oh, I didn't think about it. Well, you should have. If you're a good parent to your cats, you should have. And then you wait 9 hours to start looking for her because then Emily would do the looking and you could sit in the car and play your game and say you were looking, right? Which is more believable? That you got out of the car and did something? Hell no. We watched all that shit with Beck and everything. You trying to say you changed, it ain't nothing fucking changed. We can see it.
Oh, but get the circumstances. The situation doesn't look good. You left the fucking door open. When you left that night, you betrayed me and you could not handle the reaction that I had due to the pain that you caused me. And I took the blame. That is a conversation we had ad nauseum. So many times we talked about it, Emily. And you know that. I took the blame for you over and over and over. I lied about everything for you.
It's not Emily's fault.
I lied about us not being in a relationship to protect you constantly because I wanted people to like you.
This is not Emily's cat. This is not Emily's fault.
But you know what's funny? You wanted people to hate me. Do you have a humiliation kink? Is that what it is? You wanted to see me humiliated? You got your way. Are you turned on? Is this like your version of like phone sex? Sexy time? Well, I'm not having fun with it. I'll tell you that. If it was a ploy to get her to be able to stay in Wisconsin longer than I guess it definitely worked. Off. The most horrific things that you can say to a person, she said to me. And I stayed with her. And I still loved her. Sadly, I still do. When is my pain going to stop? Because in the good times, oh, Snowflake says, I don't know if you're like Amber and people messages, but you have any messages from Amber about Rarity missing? Because I need the clout. I need the money. Because I quit my job to do this. And I'm like, I'm divorced. Yeah, I do. I have a message of her initial reporting when she was missing, which is timestamp. It shows up her story that she posted on her vlogs about her being missing at 5 a.m. was not correct. So our huge argument happened in the morning, 5 a.m., 4 a.m. Emily has a massive house. Her cat Daniel, Princess, Wasabi, Rarity, they all like to be in the basement. That's where they went to the bathroom. They had free roam of the whole place. And also her cat. So normal pattern of the day is a lot of the time, like you didn't see a cat. You didn't see a cat because they were all hanging out doing their damn thing in the basement. And I noticed that normally the time when I would
you still should have gone and looked.
See her, I didn't see her. I've seen most of the cats today, but I haven't seen Rarity. So I went down to the basement and I didn't see her. I'm going to floor number 1, floor number 2, floor number 3, floor number 4.
Wait, we're gonna slow this down. I want to hear this story.
Because the pattern was
good.
The fact that like Emily is like turning this into
I don't know if she
let her out on purpose when you know you let her out because you left the door open is sick. Sick. Where's the next messages? Snowflake says, well, get home. I spent hours upon hours driving around looking for her, walking through fields and in between houses around my house and through the snow. Amberlynn would go on the drive.
Okay. I know it's a little far. Let's see.
For me, saving that fucking screenshot that she later deleted, I would be sitting there thinking, did that really happen? I'm just like literally like, it makes me sad for her. My favorite thing is
she has like several different stories for this Rarity issue.
Oh
and I want to see if she lies and tells a different story that she told on LCU or Local Bus. I should say. God, what is wrong with me? I keep fucking stuttering. I'm sorry.
God, suck my.
It's like I'm nervous or something.
I've never been more excited in my life. So this is original photo, okay? And remember, there's gauges and blood, okay? Remember that part. This is her arm. This is her arm, okay? Keep in mind, she's wearing a maroon shirt. And then look at what she sends me a couple days later because she forgot that she took that photo and sent it to me. In this photo, you're going to see these weird marks that she created herself. Oh, Emily has marks all over her body. I don't want to go into medical from something medical. I'm not getting into it. She is wearing a completely different shirt, completely different day.
Thank you.
Why is it blurry? She faked nail marks days later. Didn't you guys hear what she said in Snowflake's fucking thing that she was bleeding? Oh my God, I hate that I'm doing this because I still love her, but it's like I'm tired of the lies. And right here it says, am I just imagining the gauges? Am I just imagining that? Am I just imagining that? Am I just imagining that?
I love you.
Yes, you are imagining that. Are you imagining the gauges out of your arm? The blood? Yes, you are. When was I muted? Did you guys hear me say that was from November 17th? Sorry, Gabrielle, I don't know how to pronounce it. And then Snowflake goes, oh God.
Sometimes
to work. Oh, he's so sympathetic. Such a sympathetic
the
man.
accent comes out, sometimes.
Stupid as we might have to do like a part 2 when I get home. I spent hours upon hours driving around looking for her, walking through fields and in between houses around my house and through the snow. Amberlynn would go on the drives with me, but obviously didn't do the walking around part. When it was snowing, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I can't walk in snow. I wear flats. I have lymphedema, but when it wasn't snowing, I was looking just as much as you. One time me and Emily got in such, again, it was over something that she said to me. Obviously, like I'm a sensitive person, duh. So I'm going to feel some type of way. So an argument, and she literally used looking for Rarity as like a control thing, as like power. In the same way that she would use Colleen as a weapon, she started to use Rarity as one. I loved Rarity and she was a sweet cat and she would always sleep on my chest. I did everything I could to try to find her. I can't say 100% that she purposely let her cat out, but give the circumstances, the situation doesn't look good. You left the door open.
It's not her.
You left that night.
It is not her cat. It's not her fault. She would. Okay, somebody that lives in Wisconsin, they're never going to leave their door open. You know why? Because we are used to the cold and the snow, and we know when we have animals, we don't want them to go out there and that. So we always shut the door. That was a big thing. My mom was like big on that. I know I always shut the motherfucking door because I don't live in a barn, bitch. So I don't know. You should have figured out the fucking door was open and you waited till you felt a cold breeze. And then you shut it. And then you went to bed. You didn't go look for your cat like you should have. And if you noticed that she was gone right away, you could have probably found her. But no, you went to bed. So it is your fault, Amberlynn.
mean, you could not handle the reaction that I had due to the pain that you caused me, and I took the blame. That is a conversation we had ad nauseum. So many times we talked about it, Emily, and you know that I took the blame for you over and over and over. I lied about everything for you, about you being a feeder, and I lied about us not being in a relationship to protect you constantly because I wanted people to like you. But you know what's funny? You wanted people to hate me. Do you have a humiliation kink? Is that what it is? You wanted to see me humiliated? You got your way. Are you turned on? Is this like your version of like phone sex?
Why is everything sexual with you?
Well,
Shut
I'm not having
up.
fun with it. I'll tell you that. If it was a ploy to get her to be able to stay in Wisconsin longer than I guess it definitely worked off. The most horrific things that you can say to a person, she said to me. And I stayed with her. And I still loved her. Sadly, I still do. When is my pain gonna stop? Because in the good times, Snowflake says, I don't know if you're like Amber and keep old messages, but do you have any messages from Amber about Rarity going missing? Because I need the clout.
Shut up,
I need the
Amberlynn.
money. Because I quit my job to do this. And I'm divorced. Yeah, I do.
Who
I have a message
cares?
of her initial reporting when she was missing, which is timestamped. It shows that her story
You're
that she posted
fat.
on her vlogs about her being missing at 5 a.m. was not
We all got our
correct.
issues.
So our huge argument happened in the morning, 5 a.m., 4 a.m. Emily has a massive house. Her cat Daniel, Princess, Wasabi, Rarity, they all like to be in the basement. That's where they went to the bathroom. They had free roam of the whole place. And also her cat Wig. So normal pattern of the day is a lot of the time, like you didn't see a cat. You didn't see a cat because they were all hanging out.
You still should have gone and looked, Amberlynn. There's no excuse. I don't care how fucking big her house was. I don't care where the cats usually were. You should have looked right away when you noticed that door was open. Because you don't know how long it was open. And she could have been anywhere. And then 9 hours later, of course she's gone.
Doing their damn thing at the basement. And I noticed that normally the time when I would see her, I didn't see her. I've seen most of the cats today, but I haven't seen Rarity. So I went down to the basement and I didn't see her. I'm going to floor number 1, floor number 2, floor number 3, floor
After
number
you
4.
woke up.
Why isn't she coming out? That is when I messaged Emily because the pattern was then broke. The fact that like Emily is like turning
after you woke up. That was in the evening time that you messaged Emily. I remember from seeing the messages that were leaked on Rachel's channel.
Listen to, I don't know if she like let her out on purpose when you know you let her out because you left the door open is sick. Where's the next messages? Snowflake says, well, that doesn't look good. In his head, he's like, that looks great. That looks amazing. He's probably thinking in his head, I'm gonna get that money. And
So
then
do
he
you,
said,
fat
she made a couple
bitch.
videos crying about Rarity. Were you off screen watching this and what did you think? Because her acting is I've always thought I didn't buy she was genuinely sad. I was home for a few of them that she filmed. It was always after a fight between her and I. I think she wanted to take advantage of the tears and the crying and put it on camera. You're insane. And in this moment, I wish more than anything I could talk to your ex, Megan. Megan, if you are watching this or if someone knows Megan, have her talk to me. I would do anything to talk to you. Because at this point, I don't know. I would do anything just to speak to you personally. I will never share anything, but I need someone who understands because this is crazy. I even asked her why you would film right now if you're this upset. You are so unhinged that you have actually made me unhinged. There's a word for that. Someone actually recently told me about it. They messaged me on Instagram and I was like, what is that? It's where someone gets turned on by someone's pain.
Sadism?
Is that what this is? The random like video recordings that she would do of me, she also did it to Megan while Megan was naked. And I've seen it with my own eyeballs. Emily would push and push and push Megan until Megan would react the same way I did. When I first saw this video, I was like looking and I'm like, damn, this Megan girl, like, what the hell? What's her problem? And then I saw myself in Megan. Would I ever hold someone at a point? That's crazy. I get it. And of course, Snowflake has to go, oh yeah, she's smashing YouTube. I am smashing YouTube. Thank you. Emily wanted me to smash her. Literally. She would say how much she missed her every once in a while, but she definitely handled it better than I would have ever if I lost my pet. Do you guys want to hear a story? The first time it snowed in Wisconsin, normally you think it would be so cute and so sweet. We'd be out there like throwing snowball fights at each other. It would be so cute. We'd come inside. She'd probably want me to eat like cheeseburgers and like a bunch of chicken nuggets and stuff from McDonald's. It would just be so cute and so sweet. But no, do you want to know what happened? I had a full-fledged panic attack because all I could do is think about Rarity. You want to know what her response was? Nothing. I turned over in bed and I started crying. After my panic attack, I was like, genuinely, she hates me. I rolled over and guess what happened? Full-fledged fight. Because you know what she said to me? Are you crying again? That's what I dealt with. That's how I spent my first snow day in Wisconsin. I wanted to keep it civil while she was here while we were looking for the cat. And by the way, Snowflake, sorry, I have the thought of hygiene. You asked Emily about my hygiene. She ate my good. And she loved every second of it.
Gross.
So ask her.
fuck
about
up.
my hygiene. Ask her again, how did you get her to leave eventually? Because she told us she left because she was a grown up and had an apartment or some nonsense. Yeah, that was because I didn't want to say the truth. People were saying that. Zachary Michael, hi. Zachary Michael will constantly say how miserable I looked in Wisconsin. He does work at the Amberlynn Reid factory, so he does know me pretty well. And he saw that. Also, again, well, it's in my head and I'm awake. I bet driving her home wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Actually, it was great. It was great. We argued in the beginning because she's in.
Wait, you live in Delavan? Do you live in Wisconsin? Mystery? What? No way. That's crazy.
I drove 19 hours straight though.
Oh wait.
Stops we had to take was due to my size. And you loved my size. You loved my legs. You loved my legs. You have lied and lied and lied. You have fat shamed me. You have made me feel guilty for wanting to lose weight. You have cheated on me. You have used your late fiance as a weapon. When we broke up, before she decided to do this little weird thing, and she gaslighted me. She did a lot of threatening anytime she felt like she didn't have control of the situation. I'm so worried she's going to totally lose it when she finds out I talk to you. Because you know me. You know when you do things that hurt me, I lose it. You worked in the mental health field, Emily. You worked with BPD patients.
I think she lost her job.
You would constantly tell me, like, Amberlynn, you are straight up BPD. You would tell me that constantly. You knew what triggered me. You never did a single thing to help calm me, ever. You would purposely do things to trigger me. It reminded me of that video of Megan, and that's heartbreaking.
I told y'all that was going to be unhinged, LOL. So I'm guessing there will be a part 2, either in tonight's live or coming soon. Because there's a whole section she skipped over where...
Oh wait, no, I want you, baby. Damn it. Oh wait, there we go. Now I want you to hear Beck and Casey speaking out. It's so good. Dude, they tell some tea. They tell the tea, girl. Oh. I could be a bass singer in a band.
I do have a fear of losing viewers.
Again, this is epic. We love you, bitch.
10 years. I'm afraid I'll
subscribe, like, comment.
Do I choose health or do I choose money? Girl, I, as a person, am nowhere near as bad as Hater Nation.
And I say that with my chest, literally with my chest. I did not create this community at all.
It's fat phobia.
To add to the long list of people coming for Amber this year, now we can add Casey and Beck, teaming up podcasts, also with a couple of his friends, with Beck as their first guest. They set up a site for viewers to ask them questions, and they went live tonight to spill it all.
It's not just about the questions. It's also a chance for Beck and Casey to sit down and have a conversation to trauma bond. There you go.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
And to make
both
them
had to experience this, and it's like even the people in her girlfriend's lives, her partner's lives, even their families and stuff have to suffer through her.
See, that's the one thing about being in ground zero, I guess, is that I knew I wasn't, but I
right
was effed over too. You want to talk about it? Like, that's hard to do. This is the first time I've ever talked to
You sound sweet, though.
anyone that's been in the past. I mean, I knew of Crystal because we all, sat down and talked to Crystal. And to all of you asking for us to reach out to Crystal, please leave that poor woman alone, please.
She doesn't want nothing to do with it, and it's
No, leave that
totally
poor baby
cool.
alone.
That and Libby. Let's not
Yeah,
drag Libby.
no.
into
Leave
this.
that poor baby alone too. Jesus.
Like,
Yeah.
don't touch the boo, okay?
And it's like, you know, I get it because that was me at one point. I didn't want to come back. I didn't want nothing to do with it. I wanted to forget that it ever happened. I never wanted to have to think about it ever again. And then it's just like she just wouldn't stop. And I'm like, well, now I guess I'm just going to re-traumatize myself and drag you through the way you deserve. Yeah, because I mean, it was bringing up stuff I completely forgot about having to dig and remember. And I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe that I went through this and I stayed.
You don't, in the moment, you're just like, oh, I care about this person.
I did it
I'm
with
not
my
gonna.
ex-husband. I was with my ex-husband for years and he was so abusive. It's like you're almost brainwashed in a way, you know what I mean? And then finally you wake up and you leave and you're like, why did I do that to myself? Every person that's with an abusive partner feels that way, you know. But back to you said that you're very insecure, and that'll do it. You know what I'm saying? That'll do it. And now you got some self-worth and some self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? Just don't let it go. Be better. Be with a better person that makes you feel good about yourself. Positive love to you, my love. Don't hate on Beck.
Be like, I can care about them enough to divert this kind of treatment, and it doesn't work.
Sort of the same position of her
Position.
Yeah, like she told me that the reason she had to move in with you is because her grandma wouldn't let her.
Oh
come in.
yeah, that was
That's just it. Like people call it fat phobia, and it's like, no, I'm not fat phobic. I just see a person that's unhealthy, and I know what they can do to help themselves. So why wouldn't I give that option? No, we want you to walk around unhealthy and obese. No, we don't.
She got that phone call / text message when she was with me in November. She was supposed to come visit me for the month of November, be around for my birthday and Thanksgiving, and then go back home. That obviously did not happen. My mom even talked to her mom, and her mom said, like, yeah, Amber can't come back.
That's wild. And it's like, even your own family don't want you to come back. And it's like, there has to be a reason why. There's a common thread. She did the same thing to you that she had done to me. She was like, I don't have any family. I don't have anybody else. You are all I have. I need you. And I'm just like, that's so true. And I can't just leave her to her own devices because she can't survive on her own. But I mean, if you look at her patterns with who she chooses for her partners, they're always really kind, quiet, timid people. Every single one of us. But well, Destiny wasn't really all that quiet, but Destiny was very kind, like to me anyway. Everybody else that she had dated was just took care of her, was so good to her. And then she whenever we break up with her, we're monsters.
Beck, that's why she made you stay. She wanted you to be the caretaker and stay that way. When you broke up with her, she didn't have you anymore because she didn't have a caretaker. And most people her size need a caretaker, to be quite honest with you. Because if she falls down, what the fuck is she going to do? You know what I mean? It'd be like a turtle on its back.
We're awful. We did this and that to her. And she's just got something bad to say about every single person she dated.
For after each of you were able to escape, how did your families react? And did they support or help you get back on your feet?
I was still very young, but yeah, my mom helped me, and she felt bad because like Amber was my first like real relationship, like the first long one, the first anything. So like my mom helped me as much as she could, and my poor mom, like she had to pick up a lot of the pieces that was me when Amber left, because it was just okay, I'm gonna go to be with Crystal now, and within like from the time she told me like we're over, in less than 24 hours, she was on a plane going to Crystal. So I was like, even though I knew the relationship was bad at the time, I was devastated because I was a kid. I didn't know and at the time, being in the Rainbow Mafia, if you will, it was hard in the early 2000s because you didn't know who you couldn't. I as a kid, I couldn't tell who was who, you know, would have liked me or not. So I was just like, oh my God, like I don't know how to date anymore.
Right. It made you feel so alone.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, yeah, I had my friends there for me and my family, my sister and my ex-brother-in-law and Eric and Ricky at the time had all come to help me move. And I moved in with some other friends and stayed there for a little while. And then I ended up getting an apartment with another friend. And now I'm living with my fiance, and it's just like, I did get support from my sisters and some of my friends. It was scary and terrifying, like, to leave and not have really anything. And it was also very freeing. I didn't feel like I was held under a thumb anymore.
What is the most manipulative thing Amber has done to you, either one of you? Actually, we all saw it went live when Amberlynn was sitting in the car and she's like, mental things are scary or whatever.
Oh my God. I really can't remember what was going on before that whole thing in the car, but I know that we were at Walmart and she had me in the store. Whenever I came out, I was so done. I just wanted to get home. I got in the car, the camera was in my face, and I was just shut down at that point. And I knew that she had been crying and was upset. It was full-on manipulation.
The most manipulative thing, and it happened like continuously. I have a friend. I'm not shy about saying I have a friend. If I didn't, like, she helped me get my GED and everything. Like, she's my best, one of my best friends. When Amber was living with me, she had it in her head that I was sleeping with her. And so every time I would go to hang out with her, I would, say, hey, can I go hang out with my friend? First, she would be like weird about it. And then afterwards, she was like, yeah, go ahead. And I was like, okay, you're not going to get weird like you did last time, right? Like, you're not going to be like messaging me and everything like that, being all mad and weird. She's like, no, I won't. Okay. So I go hang out. And this happened multiple times. I go to hang out with my friend. And then like less than probably like 45 minutes, at least 30 minutes, I get text messages. You need to come home right now or else I'm going to get on a bus and leave you. And I know you're sleeping with her constantly. So to the point where me and my friend just couldn't hang out anymore. And I was still, a teenager at the time doing all that, just wanting to hang out with friends. And I couldn't because she would be messaging me, I'm going to leave you if you don't come home right now. You have 3 minutes to get home. You have 5 minutes to get home or else I'm going to get on a bus. You'll never see me again, blah, 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 blah. And of course, I felt bad and like I was doing something wrong. And then one day I come home and I'm like, why do you do that? Like, why do you always do that? She's like, because I don't like her.
And what a trip when she came back and was like, oh, but she was in my life. And
yes, she tried to add her right before accusing me of what she did. Sorry. She tried to add that friend on Facebook and my friend was just like, hey, why is she trying to add me? And I even messaged her like, why are you trying to add her? This was right before the video. She's like, well, because she was an important part of my life. I was like, you hated her. I literally told her that you hated her. You guys were oil and water. You despised her and she don't like you either. And she told me in a message that I'm making it up, that's not what happened.
Yeah, that's what she does. Her and Ricky were like oil and water and they did not get along at all. So like whenever they stayed friends after, I was just like, why though? And then they told me, well, because she's actually changing. And I'm like, no, she's not. And then they finally saw for themselves, which I don't know that I heard, rumors that they became friends with her again. I'm not sure exactly what happened with all that. Like she absolutely would hate these people. And then like whenever she and her ex splits up, she still tries to stay in these other people's lives that she supposedly hated.
Do you ever feel like she tried to stay friends with your guys' friends to keep tabs on you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it's stalkerish behavior. And I've always said if Amberlynn was a different body size, she very well could be dangerous.
I definitely know that she would be because she always would tell me if I was my actual weight, I would be in California and I wouldn't be talking to any of you guys and I wouldn't be talking to anybody my size.
Were you together at this time?
Yeah. And I was like, so
Whoa.
basically,
Oh
she's
my
a piece of garbage. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, so you be shallow? And she's like, yeah. Yeah. It just came down to looks. And I was like, so that's really what she does think about me deep down. Like deep down, I knew that.
Yeah, watching these muscles right now because I wasn't doing stuff that I was used to. You know what I mean? But anyways, yeah, that's true. She acted like she was better than Beck. She didn't treat Beck good at all. She was so horrible to them.
Deep down, I honestly wasn't into her anymore either because it's like I was her caretaker.
Right.
So it's like all of that, all those feelings were gone and out the window very quickly.
What was the moment that you guys realized those feelings were gone?
It took a really long time for them to fully develop in the first place. Like I liked her. She kind of pushed me into the relationship, you know, because I wasn't exactly there, but she was like, well, I've got people in mind to date
Oh
me.
my
And I'm
God.
like, well, I don't want to lose you yet. So I guess we'll start dating. So then after that, it took me a while to come around and get lovey-dovey and get close because I had my guard up anyway from past experiences. So my feelings came later. But then once I started having to constantly do everything by myself is whenever my feelings just sort of left. And I just felt like I was taking care of a friend.
It was when the incident happened with Crystal and the iPod Touch, when she got mad at her over the memory size and made Crystal cry.
Yeah, Amberlynn. Oh my God, this is a story and a half. Her first girlfriend, Crystal, or no, Casey was her first girlfriend at the time. But now she's transitioned into a man. But Crystal was the next one, and Crystal literally was sending her gifts while she was with Casey still. Now, mind you, she was talking to her. And Amberlynn claims that emotional abuse is just as bad as physical. Well, you were the one emotionally abusing a lot of people. You know what I mean? And anyways, she was having Crystal send her gifts, and she literally started fucking yelling at Crystal for getting her the wrong one with the wrong memory, and made Crystal cry and everything. Now we think that Crystal had some like autism or some kind of disability in that way, and Amberlynn, I think, totally took advantage of that, just like Gypsy Rose would. She let her parents pay for everything. Literally, they were giving them both an allowance every month and $150 for food every month for them, because they had like their own little apartment thing upstairs or something like that. But yeah, I mean, that's just ridiculous. And then you're gonna yell at her about some gift she sent you. That this bitch was so entitled. She thinks the world revolves around her and that she's the center of everything. I don't know how people think that way. And that's why it's so fascinating to me, because I constantly am thinking about everybody else. And I had to start remembering that self-care isn't selfish, because I have to be the best me for everybody else. So if I'm not taking care of me, how can I be an advocate or be anything to anybody else? You know what I'm saying? So that's truly my motivation and what I do and how I think. And then I go about my business and I be there for the people that need me in every kind of way. I don't understand the fucking her mindset. I don't understand that mindset, that whole I'm better than you mindset. I can't. It's so baffling to me. And then they don't change. They just keep thinking the world revolves around their every fucking move. And it's like, it's just diabolical. I can't even think of another word. I say that one a lot. You know what I'm saying? Whoops, something's wrong with me. Hope you don't pass out. Don't be passing out over
And
there.
I told her to apologize to her. And I realized then that, one, I knew it was going to end, and I knew I wasn't having these feelings anymore. I knew that I was just scared to be alone, because I didn't know how to date. I was a kid. If she is making someone cry and being that vile over the memory size of an iPod Touch, and she told me, oh, Crystal's crying because of this, and she told me what happened, thinking that I'd be on her side. And I looked at her and I was like, you need to apologize to her. That was a simple question. She's crying.
My mom was supposed to get this money from my dad's work because it was
Yeah.
a like a stock that
Listen
had
to
built up
this.
over the years, and it got released. So it got split up between me and my sisters. And whenever I got it, I was like thinking, I can put this back for, anything. And Amber
Right.
was like, no, we need to use it for bills and stuff. And she was just like, honestly,
all
I've
the while the bitch was making like 20 grand a month. But yeah, take Beck's money. Yeah, you stupid bitch. That's awful. That's fucking awful of you. When she was wiping your ass, bitch. She was literally wiping your motherfucking ass. I could not. How did she even find your butthole? That's you know what? I don't even want to think about it. Nope, not going to go there.
paid for everything up to this point. So you kind of owe it. But her live last night, she was just like, we bought the bed. No, we bought the bed before I got the settlement. We bought the bed before my mom passed away. So we didn't get the bed from that money.
I love that.
She's like, well, then we also took a trip to Gatlinburg. I talked to my sister this morning and asked how much we all put in for the cabin. And she said it was like 160 something. And then all we did was we went and ate at Paula Deen's. We went to a Christmas store. And then we went to Walmart and sat in the cabin for the rest of the time while my family went and did other things.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it sounds to me like Amberlynn owes you $5,000-$6,000 at minimum.
Tack on another 20,000 for pain and suffering.
Some of her videos, like some of her best videos, are the ones with you in them back, like the most views and stuff.
Yeah, that was something else. She always told me that stuff with me and it got less views. So that's
No.
why she had me stop being in them for.
We need side characters to Amberlynn's content or it's not worth watching. I mean, have you watched her try to do her vlogs alone? They're terrible. They're terrible. All she does is eat. You know what I mean? And it's like, we want to see you do something healthy for yourself, take care of yourself, something like that. But no, we get the eating content for the feeders. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy to me what her mindset. She's going to lose everything in her channel and everything because everybody's going to stop watching her after they've seen her on the low cow bus. Because everything that she told us she was fucking being accountable for, she just totally bounced back from. And I bet she's going to come back and say that they were telling her to say that. She was acting. Bullshit ass bitch.
A little while.
Yeah, when I was younger, when my nana was still around, she would give me birthday money, right? And one year, this is when it was Crisis Core and Kingdom Hearts game 365 days over 2. And I wanted to get both of them. I had money to get both of them. I was so excited. And I just turned 17. And I go to pay for them and she gets a little attitude. And I'm like, well, what's wrong? And she was getting mad that I was getting both games. She's just like, if you get both those games, I'm going to be so mad at you. And I was like, what? So I ended up getting one game.
What?
And I was so sad. But I ended up getting one game and she was mad because she wasn't getting anything out of it.
That sounds about right. That sounds like her. She wasn't getting anything out of it. So she was upset because it wasn't focused on her.
Right.
At the time that she took your money back,
we're seeing
she
that
was
personality
making
now.
Plenty of money. There was really no need for it. Or am I wrong on that?
No, she was making a lot of money. A lot of money. All I know is that at one point in 1 month, she had made like 20,000.
God,
Jesus,
yeah, insane.
No, there was at one point she was making a lot of money, and I had no idea how either.
She didn't tell you, huh?
No.
Oh my God.
Like I've been finding out so many things lately that I did not know about. I'm so excited. So excited. Like it's just so shocking. But like,
so would she like control things that you said? Like how, and if she did, like how often did that happen?
It happened all the time, especially if we were vlogging or doing like a sit down video. Like there was a lot of pausing and being like, okay, so don't say this. Why don't you try to say it more peppy? Why can't you act like you're actually having a good time? And it's like, because I've told
Right,
you over and
Sandra?
over, time and time again, I just really don't want to do these things. And she's like, okay, yeah, but
Right?
you're going to be
Oh,
in the
I am praying for the day that I make that much. But you know what? I'm not going to spend it on junk like Amberlynn. I'm going to take care of some stuff, probably buy a little house somewhere because I would love to have a home that I've bought, not like outright with cash, but I'd have to put down payment on it, whatever. And I would probably, I've always wanted to like give to the women's shelter, so I probably would do that. And I know I would give to like the little churches around my house. They do food pantries and stuff like that. I kind of wanted to see about like local areas that I can give to that help their communities. You know what I mean? So I would look into a lot of that because I don't know what I would do with that much a month. I just stay home and watch Netflix. Like I already paid for it. So I just want a comfortable house. I know that no one's going to come in and take it because my landlord decided to not think about the law and came in my apartment and looked through my entire house, and I caught him. And he unlocked my door and came in himself. I didn't know he was coming, nothing. It was really scary. And I've been an abused woman, and no, I was really scared. So I want a house that no one can do that to me in, because that really was not okay. I have PTSD real bad. My ex-husband used to come in the house and beat the shit out of me when someone I can't do it. Can't do it.
My
video.
God.
So whenever you see me vlogging, I never wanted to do that.
Right?
Once you left her, things like very clearly.
I also started like coming across tea channels and videos of Amber being mean to Beck for 20 minutes straight. And I would watch these things, and I would watch these react channels that I was not allowed to watch while I was with her. These things started opening my eyes, and I was just like, oh my God, how I was right here. And I realized I was disassociating through 90%
you must have been.
I'm so
That's
sorry
why
to interrupt you, but
No,
did
you're
you
good.
just say you weren't allowed to watch the reaction channels?
Nope.
Right. Yeah, no. Like whenever she would watch it, she would just watch it by herself on her laptop. She wouldn't have me watch or anything. No, she didn't.
Did
want
you
me to
ever
see.
try?
I knew if I would try, she would know because she kept tabs on my phone.
She checked the history
all the time.
Oh my God, the control. Oh my God.
And she'd
Oh,
monitor
yeah.
your text messages and
She
stuff?
did shit to Beck and all of her exes exactly like my ex-husband. And so that's why I totally believe she could get physical, because my ex-husband used to beat the shit out of me and do the same shit. Like, she's crazy, dude.
Oh yeah, she would go through everything.
Oh my God.
She knew
I
everything.
can't.
God damn.
And I couldn't go
That
through
is
none of her
600-pound
stuff because
pound
she said
bitch.
she had private stuff on there in her private journal that she wrote in every day. And I was never allowed to see what was in that journal. Never. And she kept it for years.
So it's
she
a rule
probably
for
still
me
keeps
and
it.
not for me. Did they monitor your text messages to where it's like, well, what did you mean when you told her this? What did you mean when you like sent this? What do they mean when they're telling you that? Did they do that as well? Or did she do that as well?
Yeah. Like that was actually what our last huge fight was about, was because she went through my text messages with Eric and Ricky and was mad that she wasn't a part of that group text,
chat.
which we had for years. Even before we knew her, we had that group chat. And so she was pretending to be me to them,
Oh my
demanding
God.
that we put her in that chat. And they were like, well, why don't we just make one for all four of us? And she's like, no, I want to be in that chat. Because she thought
Oh my God.
that if she got access and got added to that chat, that she would be able to see everything that we had talked about prior. So she wanted to be able
Thank
to
you.
go because she was so dead set that everybody constantly talked
Thank
about.
you for that, Sandra. That really means a lot to me. I really hope and pray. And it's like, I almost feel weird about it though. Like making money on YouTube. And if I got that much, I don't know. It kind of makes me feel bad. Because it's like, yeah, I love making content. In fact, I'm almost done with a video I'm going to post. But anyway, I love it though. And when I start I loved it so much I just did it, and then finally I got enough to be monetized. But making 20,000 a month, that's like, oh my God, there's people out there that work their asses off that don't make that much. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like I feel like I have to give back somehow because that's a blessing. That's a wonderful gift. You should cherish that. Do anything to keep it. You know what I mean? Oh, the thing, the things I would do for my kids, my family. You know what I'm saying? Even though my kids don't talk, I still would, find a way to send them something.
Her behind her back. That's the one thing that sparked me wanting to definitely leave her.
During Destiny's, like when she came out with the tea the first time, they were on a live and she called Amber. Destiny had mentioned, like, Beck told me to call her. That's not the question. The question is that Amber said, I know damn well she wasn't going to talk about me. And because everybody knows nobody knows what Beck has put me through. And I don't know. Everybody has been trying to figure out what the hell she was talking about.
Me too. I'm like, what did I put you through? Besides literally taking care of you, bathing you, feeding you. Like, what did I put you through? I went and got you McDonald's anytime you wanted. I went to the store for you every day. I did everything you told me to do 24/7. It's like, what do you mean? What did I do?
Right.
I will say this to like kind of touch on Beck's thing with Amber controlling the phone. She did that once, actually twice with me. I had like a little group thing on this site that went away. It was like this little anime site, and she wanted to be a part of the group, and when people wouldn't agree with her, she would be like, oh, I don't like them, you know, they need to be out of this group thing. That thing didn't last. It ended up tanking because it was the early 2000s. But the one thing that I remember is that one day I was getting ready for school, getting ready to go to school, and I went to school, and my friend came up to me pissed, extremely mad, and I was like, what's wrong? And she's like, did you give Amber my number? And I was like, no, I did. Never would I ever do that to you. Like, no, because I knew how they were. This was another friend, and I knew how they were. And when I got home from school that day, I asked Amber, what, like, did you get in my phone and get their number to text them? And she admitted she did. She went in my phone, got their number, and texted them bad stuff.
Oh my God.
Just to drive them away from me.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
I honestly
awful.
just think that she wants to isolate her partners to herself. She doesn't want her partners
She
to
needs to
have
get help
anybody on the outside.
before
So
she
when
has
we first start talking again.
She needs to get help before she has a relationship. She really, truly does. And she refuses to go do that. She never wants to leave her house. And she's got so many things that she needs to take care of before she's with a spouse. You know what I mean? But she won't do it. It's so fucking frustrating. Even like Eugenia Cooney, watching her, it's so fucking frustrating because there's so many things she needs to fix and she won't fix them. It's like, what is wrong with you people?
I was 15 and all my friends were in relationships. So I was like, oh, what am I doing wrong? As a teenager, that social pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And in the beginning, it was fine. It was like normal conversation. Again, we weren't in person. I met her on Moco Space. All of it, like in the beginning, like it took her no time at all, like towards the beginning, to start getting manipulative. As an adult, I see every time she tried to, like, because I wanted to talk to her on the phone because I never really got to, and I was like excited every single time, and she would hold those as to get me to either like be home and like not do anything. That way I was like waiting like a puppy dog for these phone calls. And she would always say like, well, I'm sleeping in, I'm sleeping in the not living room. Like she said the kitchen at one point at her foster parents' house before they built her own room.
Also, she said this, I think they're going to talk about it actually. Oh, wait.
And she's like, I can't because they'll get mad. It's late. And as an adult, I'm like, as a kid, I was like, oh, okay, but, parents, whatever. As it went on, it was just like more of, what are you saying on your MySpace? Why are you saying that on your MySpace? I want you to say that you're with someone. What are you doing? Why can't you text me at school? My phone had a bad battery, so it would just die at school. Then I started to, when I, as I was with her, I developed anxiety really, really badly.
Yeah,
She
I
admitted to me with text messaging and everything like that she cheated on me with a girl in the hot tub. Like, she was in the hot tub and she made out with, her school buddy, like
Oh
not
my
once,
God.
a few times. And she told me over text message.
For sure.
Probably
Like
a
she
lie.
would, I get it. She would be so flirty with everybody. But like the second she thought that you were being flirty or anything, like, and I wasn't ever a flirty person, but it's like if she would be like if I had a female friend, do you have a crush on her or something? And I'm like, no, I'm not like you. I think she's stuck in being a teenager. She's never ever gonna grow out of it.
She says that she went to from foster home to foster home, that they were mostly terrible, group home to group home. But you have told me, it hasn't been recently, but you have told me that that's not necessarily true, correct?
So I don't know how many foster homes she went into. All I know is the one that she stayed at when I met her, and the one that she ended up aging out of. But she's told me she's went to a lot of foster homes, and I don't have proof whether she did or she didn't.
Yeah.
But I know that from an early age she did start to go because of, her parents. But I know more so about the one that she remained at until she aged out, until she moved to Oklahoma.
And that's the one that like built her rooms and paid for her phone and took her to Disney World and stuff, correct?
Yeah.
Wait, took her to Disney World. She told me that she had to stay home in the garage while the house got defogged.
Gaining sympathy. That's what she's trying to do. Oh my God. Why would you say that? I would be happy. Like, oh my God, they took me to Disney World. But no, not Amberlynn.
Well, they went to Disney World.
No.
No.
No, never have I ever heard that.
Oh, that's what she told me.
No.
That also made me
Right.
so sad. That was one of the things that just broke my heart for her.
Has Amber ever threatened either of you behind the scenes to stay quiet?
Well, I mean, definitely whenever I was like, stop talking about me or I'm going to go,
Yeah.
I'm going to sue you, which I had no idea what I was doing. I just wanted to
Thank
shut
you,
her up.
Sandra.
And she was just like, well, if you don't talk about me, then I won't talk about you. But if you talk about me, I'll sue
There we
you
go.
too. And I'm just
I
like,
did it.
whatever.
This-
But then she wouldn't stop talking about me.
She sent me a whole bunch of messages trying to get me to take my video down when I put it up. A
I'm
whole
doing it wrong.
bunch.
Sorry.
And she's like, I took down mine, so you need to take down yours. And at that point, when she did all that, I was a whole different person. I already been through a ringer with her.
Something else that always really confused me is if you had supposedly done any of that, then why was she even trying to contact you after the fact? Especially to ask you about sex.
Right.
Honestly, that should have been my first clue right there. Like, no sane person would do that.
So what at first was the thing that made you go, okay, let's give it a try kind of thing?
For me, it was really just like, a friendship, and she was funny and somebody to talk to, and she was very easy. And that's because I realized that now she was masking me to make me comfortable, to make me go, oh, I can really connect with this person. But then once we actually got together, it's like, I started seeing we really didn't have anything in common, like at all.
Man, I hate repeating myself here with it. I was a child again, and I just wanted, what attracted me to her was the fact that I finally found someone who actually like girl. Okay, well, you all know I'm trying to like girls. And
When she first came out, she came out as bisexual, though. I think she still is.
I was starting to get to know her, and yeah, like Beck said, funny, easy to talk to. I was happy to be wanted in that way. Like, that was the main thing too. I was so happy that someone wanted me in a romantic way.
I also, not in the same way, but I sort of get what you mean. Like,
maybe that's why she likes masked lesbians. You know what I'm saying?
I was lonely.
Oops, sorry.
And I didn't have a lot of friends. Literally, the only friends I had was Eric and Ricky. I didn't go out to the bars. I didn't have dating sites and stuff like that, So it's like I met her by chance, and I started making this friendship.
Shout out to Sandra in the chat. I love you, honey. Thank you so much. I just wanted to say that.
and getting this connection with her. And it's like, well, you have to date me or I'm getting out the door. Like, I've never felt this way in my life. I honestly, ever since I was little, had this deep rooted feeling that I would just never really truly be happy. So that's why I just let myself have these awful partners, because Amber wasn't my only awful partner. And it's just like really embarrassing to be tied to her, because I had a very, very good high school friend and contact me not too long ago who was, my God, I'm so embarrassed. It's not that bad anymore. It's just more or less like I was embarrassed of the situation I was in back then and how she made me look. Like, I know she was really, really hell-bent on making me have the worst angles possible.
Oh yeah.
Just trying to make me look bad. And then
the way it's affected me, especially after the allegations, it just like, okay, I dated someone who had an ex or an ex-friend with benefits, whatnot, what have you, who really didn't like that she was dropping him because she was dating me, right? So he Googled my name and brought up all of this, and sent it to her.
Oh no.
And she knew about it in a way. Like, I after all this came out, a lot of people started to recognize me, and it was surreal because the one I dated before would kind of throw this in my face. She didn't want me to talk about any of this that was going on. I didn't want to talk about any of it was going on either.
Right.
Like, but she would really kind of throw it in my face of like, well, you don't understand how many messages I get from people because of that whole Amber situation you went through. It's like, excuse me, this part of my life only stays here.
See how like just an accusation can ruin somebody's life? You know what I'm saying?
My job doesn't know about it. She really, really put a red target on my back because of this.
yeah, for sure. I had worried about that. I was like, I wonder how he fares. Like, I know most of everybody believes you, but it's just like having that on you at all, even if only one person believes it, is just so awful and detrimental.
Yeah, this will always be there. So will my video. So it goes two ways.
Oh my God, you're reading my mind. Because I was thinking earlier when they were talking about the burning house analogy, I was jumping out the window and Jade was crawling in and had no idea.
Right?
You're like, hey, this is pretty nice. I like this place. And it's like, yeah, the upper
the upstairs is on fire, but
did you ever try and warn Jade about any of it?
I didn't know how. I didn't know what to do. I was just like, she's just gonna have to learn and find out for herself. But there was no way she didn't know. I swear that she had to have known who Amber was before reaching out or anything. She had to have. I think she knew what she was getting herself into. I just think she didn't know how bad it was going to be, and then realized that it wasn't worth it, and she bailed too. I don't know too much. All I know is that at one point she did admit to Amber that she knew before, but she didn't say much about it. She didn't say how she knew or anything like that. So I'm saying, if she's saying that she knew a little bit, that she definitely had to know everything. Like, I know that she had told Amber herself that she had commented or something. Like, I know she was in one of the lives at one point, and that's how people picked up on her. Like the Not So Jaded or whatever.
I kind of feel grateful that I wasn't in, we had the era, well, not era, but I was in the time of the smartphones weren't really still a thing. It was still like the keyboard phones. It like she would try, like I said, with the whole like getting my phone while I was getting ready for school. And then because I used to role play, back on MySpace. And I was role playing with somebody and I didn't know she was looking over my shoulder, and I was like, doing a message back. And she got very upset because it got a little, the role play was like the characters were getting together, right? She got so mad. I didn't know she was reading over my shoulder. She took my phone from my hand and threw it against the wall, and it broke.
Oh my
God. That she
God.
had to make everything about her, no matter what the situation. Everything had to revolve around her. Everything. Even if it was like something going on in my family's. Oh, we got to make sure that there's a spot for her somewhere that's comfortable. She doesn't like that kind of music. Can we play this kind of music? That sort of thing. It had happened, like it always happened in the car. Like 9 times out of 10, it was her music being played. Every now and then she'd let me play mine, but it was usually hers being played. But yeah, like at get-togethers and stuff, she always wanted to be the one in control of the music we were listening to, the games we were playing. Like she had to make all the choices. It was like that 24/7. What Amber wants to do.
One of her qualities, God.
Yeah.
She was always like making friends online that were at least 4 to 5, almost
2021.
8 years older
sad
than
that I
me.
know that.
And they were always like couples.
What?
Oh, I never said
what?
this.
Wait, what?
What? No. What did you just say?
I said she was always making friends online, like Moco Space and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
And they were at least like 4 to 5, sometimes 6 to 8 years older than me.
Oh my God.
How old were you when this happened?
When it started happening, 16, 17.
Oh my God.
And she was doing what? Making friends with couples on Mocha Space?
Yeah. Yeah. So one time the couple lived across the street from us.
Oh my God.
We could see their apartment and they could see ours.
So what would happen?
Like
Nothing.
there
They
expectations?
eventually they saw her, like she couldn't like hide the mask forever, and they didn't want to talk to her anymore. And a lot of them, like, you know, when I would sometimes be allowed to talk to them, or I talk to them, they started liking me more because I was a kid. God, I can't believe I got into all that as a child. But like,
wait, so was she trying to get
like
partners for you?
Yeah,
I don't
like
know. She just wanted to
Lincoln?
make friends. I guess she wanted to make friends that were, lesbian. I forgot how,
This
like, yeah, the
explains
only one
Libby so fucking much right now.
but she would make friends. Like, there was a few that were like closer to my age, but all of them were adults. Like, none of them were teenagers like me. All of them were adults. But Amber was also an adult, but she would make these friends, like these couple friends, and we never hung out with them or nothing like that. But like, a lot of them stopped talking to her because she became too much or too demanding and stuff like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or they
Yeah.
started liking me more.
And that's just weird.
And I just thought it was normal because I was like, well, yeah, like I don't have, lesbian friends or couple friends at school because, well, we were kids, there's not really that. But like, yeah, there are a lot of them she would meet. Like, some didn't live in town, some didn't, some were like in different
There you go.
states. But yeah, she would make a lot of
so
friends
I said,
online, a lot of couple friends online.
How about
I don't like I don't know, like, it
Don't
just
take
happened
the
to be that
cheese
way.
off.
But
So you don't think maybe she was seeking it out?
I never read her messages or anything like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you weren't allowed to.
See,
Like-
exactly. I get it. I never could read anything that she was saying to anybody either. I had no idea.
But she was
So
a
I-
local space queen, so
I think she always, no matter who she was dating, was always sort of talking to somebody else in the background at all times. And nobody had access to her phone, so it's not like any of us would know. So what you're saying about that whole Mocha Space, her making friends, and then you not knowing what she's saying to them, like all of that makes so much sense.
Yeah, she was on Mocha Space a lot.
Do you feel like Amberlynn behaves the way she does out of like calculation? She plans it out. She's purposeful about it. Do you think it's like an unintentional, innate quality in her, and she's just naturally controlling and manipulative?
I think sometimes she is completely unaware of it and swears up and down that she doesn't.
Yeah.
But then I also know that there's times that she does it on purpose and she knows exactly what she's doing.
I do agree with Beck. Like, it's a little bit of
Oh, a tiny blue anthropologist is in the chat. That's funny.
both. Like, I think a lot of it is learned behavior from foster care and her, her parents when she was young. Like, because she wanted, I can't imagine what she went through when her parents were doing stuff.
To try to
when they weren't supposed to, but I can only imagine that she regained their attention like any child did. So it was kind of like a lot of this behavior she has, she learned because she wanted her parents' love and affection and care.
Yeah.
And like when she was in foster care, it was kind of like before she got to that foster home. It was kind of like fight for the attention.
But she needs to get help.
With amongst all these kids who just wanted love and affection from these adults that failed them in life. And now that she's older, I think she realized that it got her, like, I think the time that she would look back and go, this is wrong. She's learned how far it's taken her. Like, I mean, look, she has, look at her channel, look at her YouTube, look at how much she used to get paid, or getting, you know, from then to now has gotten her to where she is now. So why would she? And I don't think she knows how to be any other way now. I really don't. I heard something about timers. Beck, please tell me you weren't on a timer with her. Please.
She put me on a timer for a lot of things, like hanging out with Eric and Ricky in the same house. God, my families, she would be like, you know, you can go to your families, but you have to be back by this time. And if I wasn't, then it was an argument and there was a timer for whenever I had to pick lint off her back. She says this has happened like once every 6 months. She would have, this happened multiple times, all the time, for various days. It was kind of like an everyday thing because it helped her anxiety. She would have me sit behind her and fake pick lint off the back of her shirt and then brush her shoulders. And she would set a timer from like 30 minutes to an hour. It was usually about 45 minutes was the typical that she would have me sit there and do that. She said it gave her ASMR.
Oh my God.
Yes, she knew I didn't like to do it. My arms would get tired really quick.
Yeah, fuck.
And she knew I didn't like doing it, but she would hold it over. She would guilt trip me. You know how bad my anxiety is. Please, please help me. Help me. And it would make me feel awful. So yeah, I would give in.
Like I would have to, but see, I didn't get a timer set. I had to count. Like when you would like, you know, do that whole like, you know, rub their back or whatever. It'd be like one.
I would do it. Will be in there. They need to get Jade in there, or Feline, whatever her name is. Put her in there. I want to know what happened with them.
For me too, but she would count and it would be so much shorter and so much quicker. But if the TV was on and I was doing it and she felt like my hands weren't like grippy enough, like the pressure wasn't enough, she would get mad that I was that I was distracted by the TV and turn it off.
That sounds about right.
Oh my God, Jesus!
It gives me the egg.
And it's like she said that she would like rub my arm or whatever. Yeah, it would be every now and then. I would ask you, could you please, because I'm having trouble going to sleep. She would do it for like 2 minutes, if that, and would quit before I'd even be asleep. And it hardly ever happened.
That's what I ask my fiance to do before we go to bed. Sometimes he does. Should I be ashamed? I don't know.
Because whenever she would do it, she would complain about it, and then she would quit doing it within like the first minute or two.
No more.
Did you guys ever try to be like, okay, well, I did it for 5 minutes, so you have to do it for 5 minutes?
There was no asking her to do it the same amount of time, because she would just be like, but it doesn't do the same thing for you. This is helping me with my anxiety. This is not ASMR.
Oh, wow.
All you're doing is just wanting me to repay you a favor.
I did eventually try to do that. Like it was like, okay, I did it, you know, this many counts. Can you do it this many counts? Or, you know, can you please do it for this amount of time if I do it extra for you?
So you had to play with her as well.
Yeah, but it wasn't long. It was just like a few things. Not like, as I've heard that people got it for hours and hours and hours, but it was never called choosy with me. It was just like, you know, maybe like 5-10 minutes. It wasn't long.
You got lucky. She didn't have the money to buy thousands upon thousands of the same object and have you sit through it for hours.
Okay, so my question still remains. Did she ever try that with you to like use what she was claiming to have at the time to get out of everything?
Yes, all the time. To help with anything. She was too depressed. She couldn't get out of the bed. There was this one time whenever I had a lot of groceries to carry in. And I had asked her to come out and help me. But she said that she thought she saw a ghost in the hallway and was too scared to come help me.
Are you fucking serious right now? Amberlynn, that's fucking pathetic, dude.
So I had to carry it all in by
That's
myself.
pathetic.
She didn't even believe in ghosts at that time.
Casey, how about you? Did she ever try that with you as well, all the way back then? Which is, I can't do that because of this. I can't do that because this is this, that kind of thing.
No, but she started to have anxieties with me, but a part of me, like, I don't know, like, how she is now with anxiety, if it's true or not. But it just started to be weird that, like, when I would have really bad anxiety, suddenly, like, she started to have really bad anxiety too.
Say hi.
That makes a lot of sense.
Because she didn't have anxiety or any of this while with me. She didn't have any, like, everything she talks about now, she never said any of that. She never had any of that.
Okay.
Ever.
And that's why, because there's another thing that she does is she'll go to Google and she'll look something up and be like, oh, I have that for sure. Like she convinced herself that she was having brain aneurysm anytime she had like a sharp pain in her head. And I'm like, dude, I get those too. They're just like ice pick headaches. Calm down.
I like that. Ice pick headache.
Were you ever there for the ASMR videos that she did during your era?
The only one I can specifically remember about, and it just blew my mind. I'm like, are you serious? Was the magazine flipping one.
Oh my God, dude.
Where she would just flip the pages. I'm just like, what's happening? I'm not going to question it anymore. I don't know what else you're going to do. I don't care. Don't let me know. But I definitely knew about the magazine.
I know my boy. He went. That's my pizza.
I get what you mean by blocking it out. There's so much of the relationship that I've blocked.
Loves my pizza, but he doesn't like anything that's on it. He hates cheese, which I don't like to give it to him anyway. He ate all my sausage, and it's just bread. He doesn't like bread, but he's over here like insisting that he wants some, and he's barking at me, looking at me, putting his nose on my foot, trying to tell me, Mom, I want that, but I don't have them with sausage. It's all gone. You ate it. Son of a bitch, giving me trauma over here.
Out things I've completely forgot about that I've had to recently dig back up and be like, but I definitely know that she would want me to be on her side no matter what, even if she was
She's still like
absolutely in
that.
the wrong. And if I was on anybody else's side,
it is sad.
It was hell to pay. Like, how
very.
I'm supposed to be on her side no matter what.
Doing biscuits, my kid.
And that was one of the rules. Is like, you have to.
You know what? Yeah. My final thought is, other people. See what happens when you abuse, when you mess with people in such a bad.
Hello. So that was the last video that I had scheduled, for the live tonight. We've been on over 3 hours. I don't think I've ever done that. It's a long time for me, anyway. But I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go and relax with my hubby, and I will put together another live. I'm probably gonna do Gypsy Rose or something tomorrow. Okay, I'm trying to go live as much as I can. I really enjoy it. I enjoy talking to you guys in real time, and it's fun. I don't know. I love you, though. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm not sure what time yet. I'll figure that out. I thought I was going to go live today at 7. I fall asleep. I'm so sorry about that if anyone was waiting. Okay, I'll talk to you later. I love you. Bye.